Hello everybody and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions. And if you've clicked on this video, you're probably thinking, what the heck is this all about? Why are you putting out this 2-hour long crazy marathon video? Well, there are two
hours. I don't have 2 hours.
Tom, you had one line and it was to say nothing.
Oh.
Well, there are two reasons why we're putting out this video. The first is because it is International Week, and as you know, Tom forbids me from ever doing any new international football on this channel. I'll just test him on that, Tom. Can we do the International Week?
No!
See, I did try, ladies and gentlemen. And the second reason is because these videos is taking you back to when we first started on the channel, and the channel originated with myself and Thomas doing videos about the World Cup in 2018. And if you will remember, England did pretty well in that tournament, making it all the way to the semi-finals. So I put together a little compilation. They're some of the first videos we've ever made of England's journey through the tournament, starting with the squad being announced, going through the warm-up games, going through the games, and ending with a little cheeky penalty shootout that myself and Thomas had at the end of the tournament. Obviously, there's probably we have a lot more subscribers now than we did back then. So it's probably a lot of people haven't seen these videos. And I think the videos are actually pretty good. I think you'll get some laughs out of it. Particularly, I like the one where England beat Colombia, spoilers, in the last 16 on penalties. I think that was a really funny video. So without further ado, we hope you do enjoy it, and we will see you at the end. Well, hello and welcome to Very Biased Opinions. And unless you've been in a cave or on the moon for the week, you'll know that the England side got announced this week. Did it? It did. Little bit underwhelming. There were a few question marks raised. The inclusion of Josh Buttler back into the Test side, even though he's only been in the IPL, was a little bit of a surprise. Somerset's Dominic Bess is in the side as the spinner. You have to ask, will England go on with an all-man seam attack against Pakistan, or will they include Dominic Bess for his Test debut? But with the inclusion of Buttler, you do have to ask, are the selectors even watching county cricket these days?
Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Biased opinions.
So let's talk England team. Let's talk England football team.
Okay, good. We got there eventually.
So we got there eventually, but Gareth Southgate did announce his 23-man squad for Russia in the week. Obviously, there was some, not controversy, but there was some debate about whether Hart would go and whether Wilshere would go. He's left both of them out.
Thank God.
I don't know why that got announced the day before the squad.
That was a bit
strange.
unsavory even.
Yeah, and there's been, obviously there's the usual discussions of, is the squad experienced enough, or, you know, did this player should have gone, that player should have gone. But we've had some time to digest it, been a few days. What do you think?
Well, I'm happy with the goalkeeping situation. We'll start with that before we get to the three sore thumbs in the squad.
I think goalies is as good a place as any to start. So we've got 3 goalies have gone, or are going. We've got Jack Butland, which...
no one can really argue with that.
Jordan Pickford, which I'm assuming is going to be the number 1.
I think we're hoping he's the
number 1. And Nick Pope of Burnley, who has had an excellent season.
He's had a very good year. Yeah. The interesting thing is, of the 3 of them, Nick Pope technically probably has had the best year. Pickford's played in front of a defence that was awful, and Butland got relegated. Mm. I mean, I think Pickford, you look at it, he's got the most natural skill. But it's almost nice to see Hart dropped. And I don't mean any disrespect to Hart, but he's had a bad year.
Would you have picked him purely on the basis of he's an experienced person to have around?
I don't think that's an excuse in goal. Maybe in the centre of the park.
I think it's a waste of a place.
Yeah, maybe in the centre of the park where you need a cool head, but not in goal. And
if you look back to the last tournament, when's he been a cool head?
No,
he was like
nuts.
He was running, like bouncing around like a mad
screaming at ball boys. He did not do well.
So, I don't dislike Joe Hart, but I don't think it's the right decision.
I mean, you and I talk about Joe Hart all the time. We like Joe Hart, but he's not had a good year, and he doesn't deserve to be in the squad.
He could barely hold down a regular place at West Ham, so why would he deserve to be in the England squad? Defenders, we seem like half the squad is made up of defenders.
Something like 14, including goalkeepers.
That's probably my biggest issue. Is it just seems a little bit over heavy, particularly in the wing back department. Yeah. I just think we got Trent Alexander-Arnold.
That's a yes. He's had a fantastic season.
I'll miss the next one because I know that's a no. Fabian Delph.
Oh, that's a no as well.
Phil Jones.
Yeah.
I thought that would be a resounding yes for me. That would be every Man United player. I thought would be have a little. I thought they would be penciled into your starting 11.
I do have them tattooed on my back, but
Phil Jones.
Phil Jones on the left, Chris Smalling on the right.
Harry Maguire. Who I think
he's had a really good year.
Danny Rose, pretty much a gimme. He was going to get in. John Stones. Oh, you really did that for Danny Rose?
I don't think Danny Rose has had that good a year and he hasn't played a lot of football. I mean, I feel like if you're taking Danny Rose, you don't take Fabian Delph.
Yeah.
It's just too many wing backs. Anyway, sorry, continue.
John Stones.
Yeah.
Has to play, even though he's struggled to get back in the Man City side.
He's too talented to not play. It's a bit like
we're not exactly bursting at the seams with amazing centre backs.
No, we're not.
Kieran Trippier.
Yeah, you're happy with that? He's played well.
Kyle Walker, you can't.
Who's a centre back for England apparently.
And Ashley Young, and I think Ashley Young. I think he should start.
I agree. I think he's had a great year.
He should be a starter.
He is actually tattooed on my belly.
I think he's been brilliant. I think he's had a great year for Man U.
Oh, he's been good. Yeah, so let's talk about the biggest sore thumb here.
Yeah, for you.
Why is Gary Cahill in the squad? I mean, like, as a Man United fan, obviously everyone's going to give me a lot of abuse, but Gary Cahill or Chris Smalling? Really, you've gone with Cahill, who's barely played football, over Smalling, who's played 48 matches this season.
And again, you come back to, okay, he adds experience, but he's never struck me as a cool head in a crisis. Cahill's always been a good defender when he's had someone all alongside him almost telling him what to do.
Yeah.
Like Terry.
Yeah, well, when Terry's there, he's one of those players. He needs a good partner, and we haven't seen him have a good partnership.
When you put him with Jagielka, he was terrible.
And he hasn't played this season. He has not played for England or for Chelsea. He's been on the bench for most England games, and he's not played that well when he has. So, him and Delph, to me, are very questionable players to have brought into the squad. But it seems that he's gone for safety with this squad, with the amount of defenders he's picked. He wants a solid...
He's also hedged his bets a little bit with inclusion. I can only think of Delph coming in is because he can play midfield as well.
Yeah.
Even though Young deserves to be in as a wing back, he can play as a up front at two.
There is a lot
he's got those crossover players.
There's a lot of utility players in this squad that can play 2 or 3 positions.
Yeah. And we'll move on to midfielders, but you've got someone like Dyer who could play centre back.
Yeah.
Maybe if he's done that for Spurs.
So midfield.
Midfield, you've got Dele Alli. Who hasn't had a great year, but you have to say he's got to be in there. Eric Dyer,
he's the best defensive midfielder England have.
I'm never a fan of Jordan Henderson, but I think he has had a good year, so you have to put him in there. Jesse Lingard, I think, is one of my definite starters.
He's been fantastic.
I really
Absolutely
like
fantastic.
Lingard. I'm a big fan of him. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Anyone else for Ruben Loftus-Cheek being the second sore thumb in this squad?
Well, he seems to have been popular over the last few weeks that he's played for Palace, where the media's kind of really got on his side. And you've seen every game, not to say he's not played well, but every game it seems to be match of the day highlighting him.
Yeah.
So it seems like he's become the...
How much has he played for England?
Played a couple, hasn't he? He's been in a couple of squads. I don't know how many caps he's got.
I don't dislike Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but I feel like if you're going to do that, I would have put Lallana in if Loftus-Cheek was that close.
Yeah. I also, one glaring omission for me is John Joe Shelby. I think he should definitely be in the squad.
We've had this conversation.
People will talk about his disciplinary record.
Inability to defend.
Where he has been sent off twice this season. But I just think that we have, especially if you're not taking Wilshere, we haven't got those... We have one
creative player in that entire midfield that's Dele Alli. Jesse Lingard is good, but he's not going to thread a pass through 3 players.
Jesse Lingard's he's the sort of player, he's going to keep going and getting in there. You know what I mean? He can, his first 6 touches, he can give the ball away 6 times, but he's never going to hide.
He's not a giant weapon. He's a little dagger. Yeah. And he will stab you multiple times.
And
that's good.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And so he's the sort of guy. Again, he's like a Lampard as well. He gets into the box. He finishes. Scores a lot of goals and makes a lot of chances. So moving on, strikers.
Right.
I'm not. Who's this?
Kanye? Kaneen?
You got it right. Kane. Harry Kane. From Tottenham. I don't know about him, but I'm going to guess he's pretty good.
I've heard good things.
I'm going to put a star next to his name. So he's going to be the star man.
I think it'd be hard to argue anything else.
Marcus Rashford, I think, again, you have to play him. You have to pick him.
Yeah.
Raheem Sterling has had a great year.
Yeah.
He can be erratic as fuck, but, you know...
It's his ability to miss open goals and then score really nice flowing moves.
He scores the flowing moves, but also, like, when he scores goals, they seem to just sort of bounce in off his knee.
Yeah.
But he's had a good year.
He's had a great year.
He's improved a lot in terms of his... When he used to miss chances, he used to go missing.
Yeah.
I think he's improved that a lot more.
Oh, his mental game is much stronger than it used to be.
And Jamie Vardy,
he's having a party.
You have to have Jamie Vardy.
No, he's him and Rashford are two of the best strikers you could have to come off the bench, or if Kane is out.
I would hate to play against Jamie Vardy, and he's such a great person to bring on.
He's nuts as well. That time he head-butted the ground for missing a shot, and you literally saw the dirt. He's totally nuts. He's gonna do great.
And
don't say it. Just don't say it.
Well, we're going to treat this player like Voldemort from Harry Potter, where
he should not be named.
We'll call him the Dark Lord.
How does he keep getting in England squads? How? How?
Danny Welbeck.
It hurts so much. Why?
I wouldn't have Danny Welbeck in my team. I would rather have
anyone.
I would rather have Glenn Murray.
Troy Deeney.
How
great would Glenn Murray and Troy Deeney leading the line be?
I would rather have Rodriguez.
James?
James Rodriguez. I'm sure there's some other England strikers I'm missing.
There's three out-and-out strikers there. Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, and Jamie Vardy. And you can argue Rashford's better slightly off the striker. But Jamie Vardy and Harry Kane are both lead-the-line strikers.
Yeah.
And Rashford can do that. Why have we brought a fourth one along? What is he going to do even? Lingard could lead the line better.
So you're saying in that sort of scenario, because it's unlikely we're going to play two up top, virtually not going to play two up top,
no.
You would think. You would have picked another midfielder in.
Yeah, I think we're missing midfielders. I mean, I said Lallana a second ago, but I stick to this. Like, Lallana hasn't been especially fit. He hasn't played a lot of football. But if you want a game changer, he's shown the ability to be totally unplayable. He's shown the ability to do the best stuff with a football. He's one of our best dribblers. And he's on standby. And there's a couple players on standby alongside him in Lewis Cook and James Karkowski, who I would prefer to see in the squad over players like Gary Cahill and Fabian Delph. And I'll get down in this rant in a second. But how is Chris Smalling not on standby?
Yeah.
What?
He doesn't like him.
No one likes him, apparently.
But he's not picked Chris Smalling for a while, and he's pretty much hung him out to dry. He's been that player that it doesn't seem to matter what Smalling does, Southgate won't pick him. Alternately, it did look like no matter what Jake Livermore did, Southgate would pick him.
Keep picking him.
So I'm surprised he's actually not. When Livermore has actually played slightly better in the final few games of the season, he's actually not got in the team now.
Well, you've got a player in Jake Livermore who has been a player in one of the worst teams the Premier League
He's been awful in an awful team.
Yeah.
He's been awful. That's harsh. He's been bad in a bad team.
He's been bad in an awful team.
Yeah.
Like, the fact they put together 9 points at the end of the season, glossed over a series of polls.
Yeah.
Like, they were on 20 points 3 weeks ago, and me and you were having arguments about what it took to survive.
That was a...
God. Thank God the Premier League is over this year. It's time. Bring on the World Cup!
But this is it. This is pretty much. I can't think of. I know we've talked about a few players that could be in, but generally that is the talent pool we have.
Yeah.
There's not a huge amount.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's not maybe as good as England squads in times gone by, but it's still got talented players in there. I think that most teams would love to have a Harry Kane.
Yeah, every nation on earth would like a Harry Kane.
Most teams would like to have the pace we have in offensive.
Oh, we're very quick, yeah.
And we've got some great players that are used, not only can play counter-attack, but they're used to playing counter-attack week in, week out.
Do you know, the only thing I worry about in this is, say Rashford and Sterling go down with an injury. That means Harry Kane, Jamie Vardy, and Danny Welbeck will be our forward three. It's lopsided.
He can bring up, or are you saying an injury at the tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's lopsided.
Yeah.
And even if Lallana comes in, he won't have touched a football for 3 weeks. Telling someone to stay match fit for 3 weeks without a football team to play with is... He won't be up to speed. But that's my only fear. This is a good... You look at this, I'd love to have Dele Alli and Eric Dyer on my team. I would. They're a great pair, they play together already, and they have a connection to Harry Kane. You've got a spine of Spurs players right there. Rashford, Sterling, and Vardy are quick as the day is long. Vardy can finish. Sterling and Rashford... we'll give him the chance. Henderson, he can do a job. Lingard is a very good footballer. I don't know why you don't like him. Not you. Why you wouldn't like him. Sorry, I know you like him. I know you like him a lot.
Goodness me.
And then in defence, we have some decent players. It's all going to come down to, can we play as a team? And how good are we at counter-attacking in this tournament? How willing are we to stay strong? And the minute we get that one opportunity, use our pace and drive up those wings.
Yeah, so that'll wrap it up for now. A bit of a short video. We have got Tom's going to be excited because I have prepared a small game for you to play. And how well you do on the game will determine how many packs of stickers you or I can open.
Stickers!
Hello everybody, welcome to Very Biased Opinions. On today's show we will be talking about England's friendly with Nigeria. But before we get into that, we do just want to thank everybody that has subscribed and liked and come to our... Did I say the wrong word?
No, I like
okay, so so far, we really appreciate it. And if you do just continue to like the videos and watch the videos in any way, we
really appreciate it.
Yeah, so thank you very much. And if you can get everybody you know, friends, family,
grandmother,
everybody to subscribe, we will be.
If you have a young child
ever so grateful
that is still in the adolescence of its life, maybe under 10, create a Facebook page for it. Get her a Gmail account. Follow us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That sounds okay, right?
Yeah, if it sounds like we're stalling for time, it's probably because we've actually got to talk about this friendly match with England Nigeria.
It was fascinating.
Friendly would be the word I would use to describe it very well, but wasn't terrible, wasn't awful.
No.
But when you do watch these friendlies, you do just get the sense of they do just feel so meaningless, especially when all the subs come on in the second.
I mean, the first half felt meaningless. I mean, England took a 2-0 lead, and it didn't feel like Nigeria really cared. It's interesting though. We're playing a team that's actually in the World Cup.
They are in the World Cup, and they were. Let's hope they don't play like that in the World Cup. There will be 3 games now. But
that's what I was thinking.
But these friendly results, they do throw up random results. Like last night, Germany lost to Austria.
Yeah.
So I think Belgium drew 0-0 with Portugal. So. You don't know what they mean, you don't know the teams that play, and anything like that. So there is a lot of experimentation going on. And also the fact that a lot of these guys haven't played for 4 or 5 weeks or whatever, it means that there is a lot of rustiness they've got to get out of their system. But England started the game as we thought they would do, with I don't know how you call it, is it 3 at the back, is it 5 at the back, is it what at
3
at the
Let's
back?
go with 3.
So 3, 1... 4, whatever it was. They played the wing-back system.
They played the Southgate system.
They played the Southgate system. And so we started with Pickford in goal. You had Walker playing centre-back, Stones and Cahill. Kieran Trippier and Ashley Young were the wing-backs. Dyer played in the holding role.
Yeah.
You had Lingard, Rashford and Sterling as your sort of attacking midfielders, and Harry Kane up front on his own. And this was against Nigeria's side, who played pretty much a 4-4-2, I think, to start the game off with.
Did you say Ali?
Did I say Dele Alli? I said I said Rashford.
Yeah.
So it was Dele Alli. Sorry, that shows you how much I watched the game.
Thank God we're not doing this live.
I know. Did you watch the match?
I didn't.
You did? Oh. You can ask me.
Did you watch the match?
Not live. I recorded it and watched it on a very fast forward.
Now I know I only have 30 subscribers, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, but maybe 32 now.
Thanks, Mum.
England did, whatever you say Nigeria were bad, people will always sort of say the opposition are bad when England do play well. But England played okay in the first half. They scored a goal very early on, which actually was a really good header.
Yeah, but I mean, again, This is that thing you got to do. You're like, oh, it's a great header, but there's two men jumping with him, and neither are within a foot of him.
Yeah, but it was still a good header.
It was.
I will give. We gave Gary Cahill some shit in the last video we did, but I actually think he had a good game.
He did. He
And
played well.
if he can play like that, then they probably will start with him. I think.
I think truthfully, if he finds if anyone in that defense can tell him what to do correctly, he'll be fine. He just needs to.
But who's going to do that though?
Well, not Stones. Maybe that's Walker's talent. Maybe because he's attacked and defended for his whole career, he's good at. I don't know.
Maybe Pickford's good at organising a defence.
He definitely is loud enough. You've seen him.
Wow.
He screams at defenders.
Well, that's good.
Oh, I know. He's brilliant.
Do you think that this is pretty much what we're going to see in the opening game?
Yeah.
You think that's going to be the starting 11?
I think Ali and Lingard, and I've only watched the extended highlights, but I think they had some really good link-up play. And I know that it's hard in extended highlights to get a feel for the match, but I felt like they were given space in the middle, and if you're going to give them space in the middle, they were just having fun with it.
It did feel in the first half that when England did win the ball back, and a lot of times they did win it back in good areas, they attacked with a lot of pace.
Yeah, they did.
Overplayed at times, but they looked a threat going forward, and that was encouraging.
Yeah.
There were a couple of good chances. There was a good chance for Sterling, and I think there was one where Ashley Young had a shot blocked after a good move.
Yeah.
But they did get a second goal on 36 minutes when Harry Kane, England again won the ball back high up the pitch, couple of passes, and Kane took a shot.
Actually, know that Karius was eligible to play for Nigeria, or is that just luck?
Are you saying that Loris Karius was in goal for Nigeria?
It felt like he was. That was...
Well,
the ball, it honestly goes directly at him, and he just kind of...
I'm going to say it from an England point of view. That was such a hard shot that was spinning and dipping and after-touching.
It was all about the after-touching.
That goalie did well to get a knee on it.
For 20 yards.
It was a bit of a goalie fuck-up, but...
kerfuffle.
Yeah, but Kane did... it's good to see Kane scoring.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
So England really did... it was a deserved 2-0 lead at half-time. Again, England were okay. Nigeria were very poor.
Yeah.
And as it's half-time now, I thought I would just take this opportunity to introduce our latest edition.
What's his name?
I don't know. What should we call him?
Bill.
Bill the Gnome?
Bill the Gnome. Feels appropriate.
So, so this is our latest edition. This is Bill. He is going to follow us on our journey to see England win the World Cup.
Yeah, we're going to Russia, right?
We're still working on that.
Oh, yeah. Also, I don't know if you can see the computer or his computer, but we're looking for sponsorship. And if you can see them, then we're giving you free advertising right now. Please sponsor us to go to Russia and watch the World Cup. Yeah.
Particularly Iran versus
Saudi Arabia.
I don't think they're playing each other, but maybe in an exhibition match.
Ooh, that'd be quite good.
So, second half, Nigeria actually changed their tactics and matched England like for like. They went for a win-back system as well, and they got instantly rewarded by making it 2-1.
Yeah.
The ball went through to... do you remember Igalo?
I do.
He
left for a lot of money to China, didn't he?
He did. He hit a good shot, which hit the post, came back out, and I had to do a little double take because I actually saw Alex Iwobi scoring a goal.
Never happens.
Put him in an Arsenal shirt. That is rose.
You know that Arsene Wenger sat in a chair like throwing things at the screen right now.
And it was a good goal, but it was a bit... I don't know, I first of all thought it was a bit sloppy. When you see the replay, there are 3 England players back, and that ball has bounced right to him off the post.
Oh,
There wasn't really a lot they could do.
Yeah.
So that made it kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Nigeria played a lot better in the second half.
They did, and England kind of fell apart a little bit at the back for that goal, and then had a fair amount of composure, didn't they? Nigeria didn't have a huge amount of chances.
From what I saw, it was pressure. They looked more of a threat going forward, and they play a style of running directly at you.
Yeah.
So it looks kind of like intense. But they had a lot of pressure, but they didn't really trouble us with too many shots.
No.
And likewise, England didn't really have too many shots in the second half either. The most notable thing I wrote down was Sterling was booked for diving.
Sterling was booked for diving, and Sterling also missed like 6 shots, which is just Raheem Sterling for England. But he looked very lively.
He did look lively.
There was really good interplay with Dele Alli, Lingard, Sterling moving around, and Kane every country wants Kane in their team.
I actually
maybe not Poland.
I would actually recommend you to watch a video on the BBC website, and it was when you look at the thumbnail of it, it looks like they're like crazy because it talks about dropping Harry Kane.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I thought that was brilliant.
Really? I haven't watched it. It said drop Kane.
You should watch it because it's behind the sort of silly thumbnail that they did. It's actually a really good bit of analysis by Pat Nevin, where he sits down and he doesn't talk about dropping Kane for your games against Tunisia and your games against Panama. He talks about the possibility of dropping him against Belgium, just because if you've got Vardy in the team, you maximise the pace. I don't agree with it, but it was well done.
I thought you were going to suggest somebody else playing in this.
No.
Going to cry.
No.
We don't say his name.
We don't say his name, but if we were to play that player, I would like to see him up front on his own.
I want him in goal.
He'd do a job. He
would try. He would try. Oh, poor Danny. I'm just joking. Anyway, that's England versus Nigeria, I suppose.
So, according to my notes there, England always looked comfortable.
Yeah, that's excellent spelling.
And
they played well. Yeah.
And we will move on to the next England game, which is going to be a barn burner.
Is that the one in Leeds?
A barn burner, yes.
They're going to burn a barn.
They're going to burn a barn and then play Costa Rica.
They're going to put Danny Welbeck in the barn.
No. You can't. I'm sick of it. You can't put Danny Welbeck in a barn and burn him or leave him behind because we're going to need him. At the end in the middle of July, how good is he going to look walking up those steps to kick up that wonderful trophy?
Golden trophy.
Oh, Danny boy. And that's what all the Russian fans will sing in the stadium. Oh, man. Okay,
right.
That sums it up.
I think that's England versus Nigeria.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Bye. So, Ian, just really quickly, what would you do if we did an entire recording today and I'd forgotten to hit the record button?
Well, to be quite honest with you, Tom, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care one bit because I'm absolutely delighted because my favourite player scored for England.
It's like a dagger being poked into my ribs over and over again. Who scored?
Danny Welbeck!
Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions.
So, welcome back to Very Biased Opinions, everybody. Myself and Thomas have just finished watching England versus Costa Rica in their final warm-up game for the World Cup. Before we go on to reviewing that, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has liked and subscribed so far. And if you can continue to do so, that would be great. And if you could tell everybody about us, that would also be great.
Get your great-grandmother on. She wants to watch us.
So, England won their final warm-up game against Costa Rica 2-0.
They did.
In a game I must admit I didn't watch too much of.
No, you were just basically watching your laptop.
Yeah, pretty much. And but Tom, you did.
I did. I watched all of it.
And
for once, I watched a game.
So you tell me.
I'm impressed. Marcus Rashford had a good game. Dele Alli came on a sub and got an assist. We like that. Butland was good in goal. Costa Rica didn't have a sniff. Costa Rica were boring. No one cares about Costa Rica. Too much?
Yeah, harsh.
No, harsh, but essentially this was a bit like the Nigeria match all over again. We had a World Cup side that we're playing against not quite perform up to the level you would kind of hope that they would.
I sometimes do question the quality of the warm-up games, and I wonder that are these actually going to be true representations of the team we're going to play? Maybe not this game, but certainly the first game, I would say Nigeria aren't going to play anything like Tunisia played.
No, and Nigeria also didn't.
They didn't play.
They didn't play.
But from what I did see, England did very, very well. Marcus Rashford scored an absolute worldie for the first goal.
Beautiful.
And he has done his chances of...
He might start now. They honestly might start.
But he's certainly proven what a useful player he is coming off the bench and what a dangerous addition he is to the strike force. Yeah. He looked really free and like away from Man United, he looked really like his old self.
Patented Man United fan Thomas Pickering loved it. He absolutely
But
loved it.
I know Man United's bias aside, but he did look like he
had some really good attacking play. He
Yeah.
kept getting the ball. He looked to move. Hit that little flip flap inside outside. Beat his man. He was doing that all day. It was a really good performance from a young guy in an England shirt. That's my spell on the
Which is
screen.
lovely to see, isn't it, really? And second half, I don't really remember too many times Costa Rica had many chances. I don't remember too many chances England had.
The second half slowed down immensely, but unlike the Nigeria match where they got a goal back and it got a little bit hairy at times, I don't think they look like scoring.
No.
There's a couple of times where they give them way too much space, but it almost felt like whenever Costa Rica were given enough space, they chose the wrong option anyway. So instead of like getting a shot off at Butland or Pope, who repeated into nothing. But Ian, I am excited. I have to admit this. I always say this every single thing. I'm like, England are gonna be crap. England are gonna be crap.
Well,
I don't believe it.
What I hate to just butt in and sort of try and bring you down a peg, but what do you think about England's second goal?
Do you want me to leave? Tom, can I put a hat on and protect myself? What? I can't stand him. Why is he in the England team?
What, Vardy hasn't scored?
Yeah, but he did do nothing. It went great.
Welbeck scored. Welbeck comes on, scores.
Yeah.
Go give him some credit.
Yeah, we couldn't have missed it. The only person who could have missed that was Raheem
Come
Sterling.
on now. Neymar, Ronaldo, Messi, Welbeck. They're the only players that would have
The
scored.
clear number 4.
It was pretty much an open goal, but he was in the right place at the right time. And as much as we do give him shit on this show, in an England shirt, he generally does put in some of his best performances.
I've already just come out and said that I have faith in England, alright? And that takes a lot for me. My heart is being ripped out of my chest because I know better, because I know they're going to hurt me. Come 3 weeks' time, I'm going to be in tears. We're going to have to call up a week's recording because I won't be able to deal with us losing 3 straight matches. But Danny Welbeck scored a goal. I will admit that. It happened. He has another cap and goal to his name. Need I say more other than Dele Alli put a sumptuous ball in for him?
I won't make you say anymore. I will just say that out of the 10 changes that were made for the start of this game, do you think any of them have made a case for starting in the England group game? No, I don't mind at all.
Do we have them up?
No, I can bring them up. Give me a second. Do you think any of the starters that played today made a case for starting in the England group game?
I reckon Alexander-Arnold is playing for a place. I really do. Mm-hmm. I think that he's pushed all season, and yeah, it'd be a change right on the World Cup, but he's fit into a very attacking lineup, and he's also played in a counter-attacking team like Liverpool, where they break really quickly to score goals, which is what England look like they're trying to do. Stones is still playing for a place no matter what he thinks he's doing, no matter how certain he feels of a place. Jones may be playing for a place. He's had a decent season at Man United. I don't trust him. I don't like him, but some people do. Delph isn't getting in there. Rose isn't getting in there. Vardy isn't getting in there. I think Rashford may have just made a case. I think between Rashford and Sterling, we now have a serious question mark because both of them scare the opposition. But Rashford, when he plays well, is going to score from anywhere.
I still do see Marcus Rashford being the guy to bring on with half an hour to go.
Oh, I can't disagree with that. But
and I think he's proven that he has got everything that we need from him. But I think, so I don't think there's really much more to say. It was a comfortable win for England, really, and it's, for all the crap we do give them, it has given us some promise going into the opening games.
Bill is convinced.
Is he?
He says, England, World Cup 2018. 4% chance be damned.
Well,
England,
Van Basten style goal and fun.
Yeah, I hear Jordan Henderson's going to whip across from 50 yards into him. And
If Danny Welbeck scores a winner in the final, would you then give him some due?
I will do a naked YouTube if Danny Welbeck scores in the World Cup final. And I don't mean I don't mean that, what was his name? Gary Lineker? Not the Gary Lineker style one where he did it in his pants. I will literally be naked, head to toe. Google on YouTube, right? They will have to ban me over it. But I'll do it. I swear to God, I'll do it. I'll even eat my hat. And that's how it ends, everybody. I asked my mother, what should I be? Should I be England? Should I be Belgium? It's what she said to me.
Be Germany.
Well, that killed it pretty quickly, didn't it? Welcome to No, I'm doing this. I'm opening. welcome to Very Biased Opinions. Before I say anything else, thank you for liking, subscribing, criticizing, thumb-upping, and every other thing you've done. We really genuinely appreciate it.
Particularly the thumb-upping.
Sometimes you leave us too. No, genuinely, we really appreciate it, and I'm really bad at being the one to tell you guys that, so from the bottom of our hearts, thank you very much. Today, Group G.
Yes!
World Cup. The
Yes!
most important group because it has Panama and Tunisia in it.
Yes! And also two also-rans called Belgium and England.
Who's in the last one?
We jest, of course. We jest. So the potential World Cup winners are in this group, which are obviously England. We are going to talk about them last. So we are going to crack on and talk about Belgium.
Right, tell me some things about Belgium.
Okay. Belgium, this is the golden generation.
It makes sense.
Golden. They won their qualifying group. Roberto Martinez, I think, surprisingly got the job.
If they win, do they become called the Platinum Generation? Because I always think Platinum's above gold.
It is above gold.
They'll become Platinum.
But they might do.
Sorry, yeah, Roberto.
The diamond generation.
the diamond, platinum, and gold generation.
Collection.
Anyway, sorry. Roberto Martinez is the manager, somehow.
They're a quality side. They are a quality
insane.
side. They've got unbelievable talent all over the pitch. They've had some injuries to key players, yet they still remain quality.
Yeah.
Company's just gone down and looks like he's going to miss the World Cup.
God.
Not surprised he's always injured.
He did have a solid season there for once.
Thomas Vermeulen's always got fitness issues. He's struggled this season. I didn't know this, but my brother lives in Belgium. I did know my brother lives in Belgium, but I didn't know this about him. But Nangolan is missed out on the squad.
Oh, really?
Apparently that caused quite a lot of contention over there. Courtois, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, Hazard, De Bruyne, Lukaku and Mertens. Just an outstanding group of players, and there are other players in reserve as well you could name. They should be winning it, unless they have a result like against Wales in the Euros.
Unless Roberto Martinez coaches them to defend like every team he's ever coached.
Well,
no offense, Roberto, it just never works out for you, mate.
I mean, this is put it into some perspective. How when England played in 2006, I thoroughly expected them to at least get to the semi-finals with the team they had.
08 as well, truthfully.
08 didn't qualify, but 2010,
they should have qualified in the first place.
And so
04.
It is very easy for this golden generation to come and go, as England know. And Belgium haven't set the world alight with this golden generation
98.
yet.
Sorry, I'm stuck in the past. Anyway, on to Panama.
If only we had some Panama hats.
Yeah, we spent all our money on the Russian hats.
I'm interested in this. Because what do you think about a team like Panama getting to the World Cup and a team like America not getting to the World Cup?
Do we really have to go there now?
I'm just interested, Thomas. I mean, you do have a first-hand...
I'm let down, and I'm also very let down in Americans that celebrated the soccer team not getting there because it's soccer and they don't care. I'm a bit sad.
Do you think that, and I'm sorry for Panama fans that we're talking about America in this section, but do you think the American team is going backwards or moving forward?
Backwards.
Really?
Well, I think not qualifying for a World Cup.
But since then it's been a year, so do you think they've shown improvement since then, or...?
No.
No?
Well, I don't know.
You don't follow it as much?
I don't follow it as much, but I also just don't. They seem to think that they're going to do it their way. And I'm not saying that you have to do it the German way or the Spanish way or whatever, but after a while you have to accept that this isn't your first sport, and maybe the genius of it, the people who know what they're doing, are from afar, and that the best way of doing it is not just being the fittest country. But what do I know?
Well, I don't know.
I was really hoping you'd tell me I knew something.
He knows a lot.
Right, come on, Panama, with our favourite player.
So when they qualified, this is their first ever World Cup, the president gave them a national holiday.
That's amazing.
For that, fantastic. Hernan Dario Gomez is their manager. They play a defensive style. A guy we got a sticker of and made fun of is one of their key men.
Luis Tejada.
We thought it was very funny to make fun of how he looked. And then we found out that he scored over nearly 200 goals and 43 goals for his country. So that's going to bite us in the arse when England play Panama.
We also realised that we hate it when people make fun of us for how we look.
So. Yeah. Be that in large, it's hard to see them not being the whipping boys of the group.
Yes, I see them picking up very few points. But now,
Speaking of nicknames,
I would like you to tell me about the Eagles of Carthage.
oh my lord, when I saw that name, I thought Game of Thrones episode.
Tunisia.
So we're talking about Tunisia. They
Not
won,
England.
Not they won their Africa Group A by being unbeaten through their qualifying section.
Yeah.
Nabili Malahu is their coach.
The third point is just going to annoy me.
It's going to similar thing. You might hear through this thing. They play defensively and they don't score many goals.
Oh God.
Wahabi Kazari, once of Sunderland, is one of their notable players. Sunderland fans will probably think, why the hell didn't you mention him? He was probably garbage for them.
Yeah.
And they got another guy, Yusuf Maskini, who is out injured.
And I don't think there's a whole lot more to say about
No,
them.
there's not really. They're realistically playing for third, along with Panama.
And now, a chance to talk about the World Cup champions of 2018.
Tom is desperately searching for England on my notes, but I haven't actually bothered putting
There's no
it
notes.
because I thought if one team we could do without notes, it would be England.
We both know I don't know what I'm talking about ever.
England qualified as hosts.
Their star man up front, Romelu Lukaku.
I think if you've seen other videos, you know kind of what we feel about England. They maybe not the strongest side we've ever had, but I still think we're a pretty decent side. We're not expected to win it. I would be happy with quarterfinals.
You know what I'm unhappy with? Ian's been like the eternal optimist for about 6 months now, going, I'm starting to feel this. I was not feeling this. I have not been feeling this. But with quite literally, and not to date this, but about a week to go until the World Cup, I am giddy with excitement.
Yeah,
Giddy.
I am too. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they go, and mainly because every time they play, they do impress me.
I could see us doing two things here. And despite the accent, we are referring to me as being English for this World Cup, because I am English. So, right, I can see one of two things happening. We either come first in the group, don't even start. I will draw all over your face for the next video.
The words, it was brilliant, but the words didn't go to, oh, beautiful.
And thank you for watching Very Biased Opinions. No. We either come above Belgium and we put in a really good World Cup, or we labor through the group, probably come second, possibly third, because, it's England and the ball will go through Jordan Pickford's legs or something stupid. And I just think for us to have a good World Cup, we got to come top of the group, and we have to come out all guns blazing. And so it's...
I think so too, but just a little, if you haven't watched our England one, Harry Kane's obviously our standout player.
Yeah.
He's who we're relying on to score the goals. We also like players like Lingard, and we've also got players like Raheem Sterling.
Dele Alli.
There's a lot of pace in the side, maybe not the attacking, like the...
Creativity. We don't have Toni Kroos, we don't have Luka Modric.
We don't. They're not English.
But if they were,
we wouldn't pick them.
Right, Ian.
Okay.
I'm getting really angry right now.
Why?
Well,
Tell me!
Because I want to start a war!
And with that outburst, that takes us to World Cup War Chart. This is point 1.
We get a little bit aggressive at this point.
This is where me and Tom do our predictions for the World Cup. We'll do the whole World Cup, but we're doing the group stages at the moment.
Right.
As they come first. How many points do you get for a win? How many points do you get for a correct score?
3.
How many points for a forecast?
1.
And what do we win at the end? Or what does one of us win at the end?
Gorgeous trophy. I'm going to pick it up. I can't help it.
Oh my god. How are you not getting electric shocks riving through your body right now?
I'm actually riddled with disease all the same. I hope that this makes it possible.
Right,
you go first. Belgium versus Panama.
Okay, Belgium versus Panama. I think Belgium will win 3-0.
I am going to go 4-0. I see them getting off with a bang.
Oh my.
Tunisia, England.
Now, I have had a lot... You're going first.
I know I am. I just want to see how long it took you. 1-0, England. What's your guess?
I think this game will be really tough for England, but somehow they're going to come out winning 3-0.
Okay.
And I don't know why I've been thinking about it a lot.
At Spartak Stadium on June the 23rd, Belgium will play Tunisia. What do you think's happening there?
I think Belgium will come away with a 2-1 victory.
Interesting. I'm thinking 2-0 to the Belgians.
Okay.
England versus Panama in Nizhny Novgorod.
Yeah.
I
What do you
shouldn't
think
be
for
allowed
that
to
one?
speak on camera.
What do you think for that one? And you think your Russian's good?
I think England would run out 3-0 winners.
Yeah, I'm going to put 2 now.
Against Panama.
Yeah. I think it would be very much like the Trinidad.
And yet you have them beating Tunisia 3-0. There's no consistency in this, man. Right.
There's no consistency in England.
Here is the biggest game of the tournament, right here. England-Belgium, 2 favourites to win it. Who do you see coming out on top?
I see it being, and I've said this to you before, very much like the game England played against France in 2012.
2-2.
In the Euros, it'll be a 1-1 draw. England get a goal from a set piece, desperately try and hang on, but Belgium do get an equal.
I'm going 2-2. But I'll be totally honest with you, this is the sort of match where if Belgium haven't done the results leading up to this, I could see England nicking the win. It's all about how this group starts. Right, and finally, Panama, Tunisia, going out on a limb, 2-0 to the Tunisians. There are no draws in this group, except England, Belgium. Which I literally just wrote down.
I am also, I'm going to put this one down for a 1-1 draw.
Nice. So, in mine, I've got Belgium on top, England in second, Tunisia in third, and Panama coming out with nothing again.
Well, I can't believe it, and it just shows you that we talk about how England aren't great, and then we just can't resist putting them top of the group. I've got England top in the group on goal difference. Goals scored even.
See, my first result, that 4-0 against Panama, and then 2-0 against Tunisia, put England over the top.
Yeah. Put Belgium over the top.
That's the team I was talking about.
So you got Belgium winning the group, I've got England winning the group, and I think we've got one of the others.
Yeah. Well, I've got Tunisia in third. But anyway, we need to get on. You need to get on.
We've got one group left.
Group H tomorrow, and then the World Cup. Tell me it's the World Cup.
It does start, yes.
Yes.
Group A, yes. Join us for the most enthralling group ever, which is Group H. Oh, man.
Jesus Christ.
England games are horrible.
They're the worst. Oh my God.
So welcome back. We've just finished watching the England game. We did have a live reaction for that will be going up soon.
Hopefully.
But
my God. Let's talk about the first game. Let's talk about Belgium, Panama. Let's get out of our system.
I think you're right. I
I feel weak.
So Belgium played the opening game and they won 3-0 against Panama. Not an unexpected result.
No.
Panama seemed to want to kick the crap out of Belgium the whole game. Racked up about 5 or 6 yellow cards.
That's the most yellows I've seen yet.
Yeah, but they kept going. They gave it a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Belgium eventually ground them down. Great goal by Mertens.
Yeah, great goal by Mertens.
And a couple of nice finishes by Lukaku.
Fantastic pass from De Bruyne.
But pretty expected results. I don't think England are going to have a walk in the park against Panama.
No, I'd have to seriously disagree with Gary Lineker's assessment that they've got an easy second game. I think Panama are going to go out to either beat you or beat you. And it's one of the two. And I don't think no matter what England come out with, Panama looked like a team. You did?
He will beat you.
But Panama played to the final whistle. They were still trying to score. It's like the 80th minute. They put a cross in the box and almost scored,
Yeah.
Credit to them.
You take them lightly, they're going to come. I mean, they've not just come to enjoy 3 games and go. They want to try and play some football.
Yeah. Should we get to game 2?
Just one thing on Panama. How cool is that centre-back who's like the national hero?
Torres. Oh, my goodness. He played really well as well.
He did play well. He nearly scored an own goal.
Well,
but
he didn't.
And he did do a nice back pass straight to Hazard. Or De Bruyne.
Chris Hazard, I think, yeah.
And shame our guy didn't come on. You've got to play Tejada in the second game.
If you don't play Tejada, it's not a real World Cup.
You're not going to score.
He's like 95 years old.
Oh, you've got to play him.
Isn't he joint top scorer?
Is it? What day do they have to collect the pensions in Russia?
Russia?
That's where he is.
Oh, right. I mean, I thought we were going to... Because he's Panamanian in Panama.
Panamanian?
That's a thing,
that
right?
cartoon show?
No, it's somebody from Panama. They're Panamanian.
Are they?
I don't know.
I thought they were Panamese.
You can't trust a half American, half Brit to know anything about geography,
and I'm
words.
And I'm half English, half moron.
So between the three of us, there's a quarter of a brain?
Yeah. Okay then, Thomas, let's rip the bandage off the England game. Good news is they did win. Good news is Harry Kane scored 2 goals. And good news is they actually played some pretty good football in the first half and should have been 3 or 4-0 up. But they were frustrating as hell.
What gets to me is how excited I was going into this game. It gets to me. I was so excited. It's such a good World Cup. Such a good World Cup. And then England bring this shit to my door. They bring this shit to my door and they try and lose.
Or in this case, my door.
To your door, in your lovely home. And they bring me down and they ruin my day. And
well, I do agree. It's it was all very nice and we were all very calm, and then they give away that stupid penalty. Kyle Walker just does this. Like, why he needs to do that, I don't know.
Why he needs to do that, and why the referee doesn't just instantly, it's a yellow card and a penalty.
Yeah, I don't know. But all the frustration just sort of kicks in then, doesn't it? And the second half was laboured, it was slow, it was England overplaying, it just
They offered nothing.
And then they got out of jail with a Harry Kane scores a nice goal at the end.
That glossed over so many cracks for England right there. We should have scored 3 or 4 in the first half. Why is Eric Dyer not playing? Why isn't he playing? Why is Jordan Henderson playing over Eric Dyer? We have no one that can strike a free kick, apparently, in the team. Except for Eric Dyer, who's there, and our best defensive mid. We played... I'm really glad...
You would think England lost.
I'm really glad they won.
Tunisia didn't really offer much. They didn't get into the game at all. They got their penalty, and then they were just quite happy to take 1-1.
Oh, some of them...
And fair play to them.
No, but some of their reactions, it was just starting to grind me down.
But if England wouldn't have won, they would have looked to 2 blatant incidents where there were fouls at set pieces.
The first Harry Kane, where he's just literally tackled to the ground.
He's rugby. He's really like he did rugby tackle to the ground, and they don't even look at it on VAR. That for me is what is
the point of VAR, and why is it always England? It's always England. It is always England.
Why does every game always come back to fucking VAR decisions now as well?
Well, it's because they have it. They have the ability to do these things. And it seems very odd that there's a team of referees on the pitch, there's a referee in a booth somewhere, and there's 2 commentators that can tell you what the correct thing to do, which 90 million people are supporting going, and they're going, oh no, we can't be bothered with that. We can't... I'm so angry.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry about the hole in your wall.
But they're in the tournament now, Tom. They're in the tournament. They got the 3 points, hook or by crook. They got it done. They're well set. They are well set now to qualify.
Yes.
And all you can do is really just I'm
happy Harry Kane scored.
He hopefully will just go on from strength to strength.
Yeah.
Now. Maybe that was the only thing doubting him in his mind of being a drop striker was he hasn't done it on a tournament.
Yeah.
First game he gets 2 goals.
Go from there. Now, Ian, right, have a total come down from adrenaline and also the fact I'm touching your leg. Hey, maybe we should do...
My adrenaline shot back up.
It's not the only thing. Maybe we should do World Cup War Chart before we finish.
Okay. Yes. So, the 2 games, we need to put the results into our war charts. As always, we have 1 pen between 2. You threw yours at
I'm still writing down.
My precious wall.
Right, so Belgium versus Panama. You had 3-0 to the Belgians, so 3 points to you. My comeback is being destroyed.
Yeah, I needed that. That broken a streak of ducks.
Yeah, you had 4 ducks in a row. I, on the other hand, had Belgium 4,
usually
Panama
that would be a good thing.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
In the second match, you had England 3, Tunisia 1, so that's 1 point.
3-0, actually.
3-0, yeah. So that's 1 point to you.
1 point to you.
I had 1-0 to Tunisia, to England. So that's 1 point for me. So I end the day with 5, you end the day with 4.
And I think it's been, the prophecies come true that when the eagles of Carthage follow the trawler, it is because they believe that 3 lions have been thrown into the sea.
Thank you, Eric. I think we should open some stickers to purify.
We haven't got many packs left.
I think 2 for today.
Where are they?
Did you lose the stickers? Oh no, 4 packs.
We got 4 packs.
Should we just open them?
Yeah, let's do it. The highlight was delicious Chinese food
Oh, the Chinese was quite good.
and a
Except for yours,
delicious
apparently.
pecan pie.
Pecan pie was so good, especially with
Oh,
ice
I
cream.
don't think he's there. Is he, Nanny?
I don't think he is.
Well, you got Nanny.
Oh, what is this?
Your Nanny, my Nanny.
We have an official Moscow sticker,
Oh!
which is part of a double set. Sorry, I'll show the crowd.
How bloody
Moscow.
How am I going to find that sticker? Show it to them.
I'm not playing games with you today.
No, but how? But you know what I do on the editing. How am I going to find that bloody sticker?
I don't know actually. Oh, we have Czech Kyoto, but no, I got nothing else. I got
Nothing
Sane and Moskva.
I got Draxler.
Julian. Oh my god, you have a shiny
I
coin.
have a shiny one. Oh, Spain 2010
Legend.
winners. And that will do us.
Right. I suppose all that's left to say is thank you. Thank you. And, God be with you.
Why are England in this tournament? Why couldn't we just not qualify?
I don't want to go.
It was so much fun, Thomas.
going. I don't want
Oh, they just sucked the life out of you.
don't like it.
Meat pie, sausage roll. Come on, England, give us a goal. Ooh, we got a corner. Have we never heard that one?
No.
Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions.
I didn't see that coming. Did anybody see that coming?
I don't think I saw that.
I didn't see it coming.
No.
But we just watched England absolutely batter Panama by 6 goals to 1.
Lord.
I'm trying to search my mind for the last time England have done something like that in a tournament, and all I can think is Euro 96, Holland 4-1. I can't think of any other game where they,
They demolished them in the first half. They were cool, they were collected, they scored.
Bit more hype? Hype?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh, come on. You've been down on England.
I'm really excited.
Come on.
I was screaming, we've won the World Cup like 4 different times.
Is it the second half completely again killed everybody? Because it was so relaxing, so unusual to watch an England game
So weird.
and be comfortable and calm.
When they scored, everyone around was like, oh no, they've conceded. I was like, we scored 6 goals. We scored 6 goals. 6 goals!
Harry Kane got a hat-trick, and he is leading the Golden Boot.
He's the next Gary Lineker. He's the second coming.
This is unbelievable. I woke up this morning thinking, wouldn't it be great if England absolutely battered them and Harry Kane got a hat-trick? I can't believe it's happened.
It's happened. It's awesome.
Oh my god. Panama, what are you doing at a World Cup? You're shit.
Actually, the more important question is America. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Your tactic of literally just going around kicking the crap at people, I'm so glad that you didn't get any reward for that, and I'm glad that you gave away 2 penalties. You should have had at least 1 man sent off.
At least, at a bare minimum.
I mean...
It was terrible. They were terrible.
And FIFA wants to increase this World Cup to 48 teams. We're just going to get more games like this, which are just dead rubbers, well, dead rubbers, but just games that are no contest, so they're done before half-time.
We won!
Let's not talk about any negatives. Let's talk about 6-1.
Lingard's goal was pretty.
England, out of the 6 goals, they did... Well, the first goal was a great header by John Stones.
Yep.
Bullet header from, again, 6 or 7 rugby tackles by their players in the box. Somehow they left Stones free and he scored. Second goal was Lingard got in behind. Blatant penalty.
Yeah.
Why is that not a red card?
It wasn't even a yellow card.
Wasn't even a yellow card. Kane tucks it away like he always does. Third goal was the best goal of the game.
Oh my god.
I will let you... He is our boy, so I'll let you talk.
He does it for Man United all the time. He's done it in cup finals for Man United. He just gets the ball out of his boot 20 yards out and arrows one into the top corner, and it is so pretty. I'm really happy Lingard got a goal because after the first game as well, people are giving him abuse. Like, people didn't seem to like his play. They don't like him. He seems to be a divisive figure in English football.
A little bit, yeah.
And it's really good that he performs on every stage he's ever given, and it's good to see him scoring goals.
He's the sort of player that people like him, but as soon as he has a couple of bad games, they'll very quickly turn on him. Which I guess you could say that about a lot of our players, but he seems to be one that gets a lot of unfair.
But you're not going to say that. Yeah, you wouldn't say about Harry Kane, but like, and I know they're not on the same level, but he's a really good player.
If Kane wouldn't have scored a goal in this tournament, though, there would be people saying, can he do it in a tournament?
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't even say, can he do it in a tournament? Can he win anything? Like, he's won nothing at Spurs, so... But he's doing it. He's doing it on the highest possible stage he can do it. He's done it all season for Spurs. It's not his fault that they go out with every cup they try and win. And, yeah.
It's partly his fault. But,
I won 11.
Yeah. So England's fourth goal was a fantastic move from the training ground. When they won the free kick, it was almost like an NFL.
Oh my God! Yeah,
huddle around the ball. But it was a superb free kick.
It's great.
I forget the guys involved. I know it was like played into the back post.
Trippier to Henderson.
First of all, it was a short ball, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Played in, and then he flicked it round the corner.
Yeah, he didn't even take a touch. He just dinked it over.
And it went to Sterling. Sterling missed, but it did fall to John Stones, and he got his second goal of the game. And I was thinking, has a defender ever scored a hat trick in a World Cup?
I feel like if you're going to ask that question, you should have the answer.
I should have the answer, but I don't. Maybe we'll come up with it.
But maybe they'll be on a trivia question at some point for stickers. Right. So the fifth goal, Ian. Kane penalty.
Yeah. Kane penalty, farcical defending yet again from the Panamanians.
What were they arguing about? They kept arguing.
They argued about everything. Every little dirty tactic in the book they tried, and there was a foul on Stones and a foul on Kane.
The defender punches Kane basically in the back of the head, and he didn't get a card.
So you pick your poison, which one you want to give referee for that one. But Kane stepped up, made it 5-0, and as much delight as disbelief, I think, goes around. You're just thinking...
They were sublime in the first half.
Yeah.
And I know they're playing Panama, but doesn't it feel good to watch England actually play, though?
Yeah,
we're better than half the teams we play, and we never play to it.
Yeah, exactly right. It's really nice to see. So second half was very dull. It was a lot lower tempo to the game.
Boring.
Pretty boring, yeah. But it doesn't matter. Kane did get his hat-trick.
He did.
Brilliant finish.
Yeah, very good.
Up there with Ronaldo's free kick.
You can't. Oh. Why?
If I'm seeing goals of the tournament, I want Kane's. I want all three of these goals in there.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So, and he becomes the first player in this World Cup to get a hat-trick.
I'm a bit sick of you at this point.
Ronaldo's second goal was an own goal, by the way. Describe to the public Kane's
third goal. So, Loftus-Cheek tries to take a shot from distance, horribly mishits it, and Harry Kane's trailing, I believe, left to boot. His heel makes connection with it, and instead of it going out, it goes in the left side of the goal. And the goalkeeper flat on the floor.
Yeah.
But
I think he was just about to come off as well. So
yeah, he was.
The last kick of the game.
It was amazing. Best goal of the bunch.
So, Panama did get one back at the end. England, for some reason,
they just
get really sloppy. They just switched off. But it was a nice finish. It was a good goal for them. They celebrated it as if it was the winner.
Oh my God.
Their fans went nuts. They didn't bring Lewis Tejada on, which I'm pissed off at again. Hopefully we'll get to see him against Tunisia.
Not even trying.
And that means England and Belgium have qualified.
Yep, and they're both tied, top of the group, 6 points each on 6 goals. So, if they draw the next game, it's going to go down to, I believe, fair play and who's committed less fouls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's what they were saying earlier.
That's interesting.
Because I was wondering what the tiebreaker is, because there's quite a few groups where you could get some really awkward endings with teams. So, England don't commit any fouls.
Good bit of research. We got, is it on yellow cards or fouls?
Oh, I assume it's yellow cards, because that's generally what discipline is.
We got one. I think we might have got a couple in this game.
How? But we get a yellow card.
I know Loftus-Cheek got one. But I can actually probably check that for you right now, actually. So
wrong.
England,
Just one.
England got one. I assume they probably picked up one in the first game or something. But
anyway, Ian, we won 6-1. That means at least 3 packs of stickers are being opened. But I would say we should just open 4.
Okay.
2 each. And then there's one spare for
I think
any
that
other
sounds good. Just
so happy right now. I got stickers.
It's almost harder to do these videos when England win like that because you just have nothing to talk about. Like it's
much like these, nothing to talk about.
just nice to actually like play. I've got Mats Hummels of Germany. I've already got him.
The beard. Vanega. Aguero.
I think we might have Aguero, but there's Aguero there. They and to actually like go into the final game with a positive mindset rather than like just thinking, I hope we can.
It's such a change. It
will be a vastly different game. Belgium are a very good side, but
average.
Bang average. Bang average. When I said they shouldn't extend the number of teams, I was really feeling that they shouldn't allow teams like Belgium in.
Yeah, I strongly believe that.
Go Cahill.
Ooh, Germany. I think we might have that.
Might have Germany.
Morata.
No, the World Cup, is it? They do subject to
Very
that.
dire.
Remember we questioned that at the start.
Oh yeah.
Did you get anyone good?
No.
No.
Not a single player we're talking about.
So, very happy Ian and Thomas.
Oh, and as always, thank you for liking and subscribing. We have 200 followers on Twitter. We have something like 55, 54 subscribers, something like that. And we have like 70 likes on Facebook, and we really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you.
And my mum likes us too.
Woo!
And so, Ian, with that, we mourn England's World Cup campaign. Cheers, it was a good run.
Enjoy the next few days, England, for on Tuesday, it will be your last.
Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Biased opinions.
Oh, I don't want to talk about this, Thomas.
Well, I tell you what, why don't we, having watched possibly the second worst match the World Cup showed up, do what we did for the first worst?
The worst match being Portugal-Spain.
I have to pick my wine up and have a drink. I've already been.
Welcome back, everybody, by the way. If you hadn't guessed, we've just finished watching the riveting game between England and Belgium. Belgium won 1-0, so well done to the Belgians. I do have some Belgian family, so props.
Well done.
Which meant that Belgium topped the group on 9 points, England came second on 6. And it was awful.
Oh, it was diabolical.
It was everything like the glorified friendly they said it was going to be.
I mean, let's not do England for too long, because I'm just confused why we presume to be so good at football that we presume coming second was a better plan than coming first, and that we change everybody in the team but 2 players. And then one of the 2 players that we kept in the squad does his absolute best to make us lose the match. I mean, Jordan Pickford, he can only apparently parry 3 feet in front of himself, directly in front as well, not left or right of in front of himself, right there.
I don't want to give Pickford too hard a time.
No,
because he's a good keeper.
No, I'm just saying that, but like
the whole energy and the whole effort level from both sides was terrible. It took a really good goal to win the game. Januzaj did score a good goal. You looked at it defensively and thought it was crap.
Danny Rose tries to he feints outside, and Danny Rose drops to the floor and throws one leg out, and he just cuts back inside. Danny Rose is on the floor, and you're like, you're supposed to be this vaunted left back that everyone loves. That the minute Ashley Young didn't hit a free kick correctly, all of Britain is screaming, "Get this guy on the pitch!" And the only contribution you've made in this game is to just let him wide open and shoot.
I mean, I do have a tiny crumb of sympathy, but before I get into the sympathy, I'm just going to say, seeing Januzaj score a goal like that, does that make you yearn for the days of Moyes back at Old Trafford?
Back to Davy. We want Davy back.
I will just say that a lot of these guys haven't played for 3 weeks, and it is quite difficult to come in and play when you haven't played for 3 weeks. That's the only possible excuse I'm giving on that.
Yeah, but I know I'm criticizing Danny Rose in that, but the real criticism is, why are they playing?
Yeah.
Why are there not 4 or 5 of our starters still in the team? Like, are we that convinced that our players need like 8 days off before they play Colombia, who, this just in, are better than Japan?
It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home. It's coming home.
To Belgium.
It's coming home.
To Belgium.
It's coming. Football's coming home. Ooh! What a corner. I don't really want to talk about this game anymore, Tom. I'd rather talk about something else.
Then let's talk about the
because I feel
depressing nature of how teams dropped out.
If you continue to talk about it, it's going to make me want to go to war!
Would you like to go to war?
Yes.
Let's go to war. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in, I believe, a week.
Long time.
It's war chart time.
Even just putting the little intro in has been a long time. In non-England news, and before we touch on the war chart, I will just say there were two other games that were played today, and Colombia beat Senegal 1-0, and Poland beat Japan 1-0, which meant, as farcical as the World Cup is at times, Japan qualified
on the fair play
by
rule,
having less bookings than another team,
which is
ludicrous. But so unlucky Senegal. Well done, you played well.
They were my pick.
Yeah, they were.
They were my pick.
And but well done, Japan. You know, it's good for them to get through to.
Well
so,
done, Japan.
So we know who's in the second round, Tom. The tournament's taking shape beyond the group stages.
It has.
Would you? Where are we going to start with this?
Well, unfortunately, we never finish.
Oh, we didn't.
Second round of games. So I suspected Colombia to win 3-1 against Poland, and you suspected Poland to win 3-2 against Colombia. Now remind me, did Colombia win that game?
They did.
Right, so it's a point for me.
Yes.
And that's no points for you.
No points for me.
Now, I can't remember the Japan-Senegal score. I think Senegal won.
It was 2-2.
2-2, right, so neither of us got points.
It was a Desmond.
You had Japan 2-0, and I had Japan 1-0.
So you get nothing.
Apparently, we both really like Japan. Also, if it's not painfully obvious, I am a wee bit ill. Time for the beginning of round 3. Saudi Arabia, Egypt.
That one finished 2-1 to the Saudis.
Which neither of us had. We both had 2-0 to Egypt.
Both get bugger all on that one. Uruguay, Russia was 3-0 to Uruguay. So
I had 3-1.
I had 2-1. So point apiece. Point apiece. We both got nothing for these next round of games because Iran, Portugal, and Spain and Morocco were draws. So
0-0.
0-0, 0-0. Can you just put the zeros on mine?
No, you get nothing.
Well, that's what I'm asking you to put in. I put down Peru to beat Australia.
So did I.
I put down 2-1. It was 2-0.
And I had 1-0. So we both get a point.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that we both.
But you have got another point back on me, Tom, with a draw in the Denmark-France game.
Oh, it's a sensational scenes. You had France to win 2-1. I had a 1-1 draw. Yeah. The Danes have made it through.
I had Iceland to draw with Croatia.
And I had Iceland to win.
So you didn't win that one. And we both had Argentina to win, so we both get a point each for that. And
we're
moving on to Group E.
I had a 1-1 draw.
I had a 1-1 draw. But I did have Switzerland to win 2... Oh, it's 2-2. That ended up 2-2, that game.
So we both didn't get a point, because I had Costa Rica and you had Switzerland.
I was close.
All your chances to pick up.
I've not done anything since the opening few days.
You did so well, you still hold the lead.
I had Germany to...
5-0.
Yeah.
I had 5-1. So neither of us get anything for that.
Neither get anything for Mexico, Sweden.
I had 0-0, you had...
No, we do know fuck all about football. It's a good job we're not betting on these. So England, Belgium...
We're not betting on this? Panama, Tunisia?
That ended up 2-1 to Tunisia. So you got a point.
I got a point again!
I think you might be in the lead now.
I don't know about that. And then you had a draw in the England game, and I had a draw in the England game, meaning more zeros all around.
Okay. I had Poland beating Japan 2-0.
I also had Poland beating Japan 2-0.
I had a draw for this one, so I thought, I think you're winning.
Right. We are going to take a brief respite, and when we come back, you will have point totals. Oh, it's exciting!
So we've just done our scores, and we are tied at 27 each. After the round. I didn't get a single thing right in Group H. I got everything wrong.
I had Colombia beating Poland and Senegal beating Poland.
I've been on a terrible run, but that's all gone. That's all gone, as we're going to now predict
Round of 16.
Second round predictions. Is that going to be a common thing that you do the ESPN?
Yes, it is. Okay, so the first match will be France-Argentina.
So I'm going to start the ball rolling, and I'm going to be a bit off cuff, and I'm going to say that Argentina. Wait. We've got established rules. If we say a game goes to penalties, do we have to predict who wins on penalties, or?
I think we're predicting who goes through the next round here.
Okay, but if we get a correct score, does it count after extra time?
It counts after. No, it doesn't count penalties.
It doesn't count.
So it counts after extra time.
It counts after extra time.
Yeah, so if you say 2-1 and they win 2-1 in extra time, then you go the correct.
Okay. So
we're not a bookies.
I think Argentina will win 2-1.
2-1.
Somehow.
I know it. I'm going to go France 1-0.
One is Uruguay and Portugal. And you will go first, Thomas.
Well, I'm going Portugal 2-0.
And I'm going to do the classic Uruguay 1-0.
Right. So, the third one they have listed here is first in Group B. So
Spain, Russia. So I'm going to go first. I'm going to go for 2-0 to Spanish.
2-0 to Spanish. I'm going to go 3-0.
3-0. Big up Spain.
I don't think Russia have it after that last match. So the first in Group D, which is Croatia against Denmark. I'm going to go 2-0 to the Croats.
I'm taking this one all the way to penalties, baby, with a 1-1 draw.
In penalties, who do you suspect to win?
I think that I'm going to suspect that Denmark will
go through. Put a little dash here.
Yeah, because they are the roadrunner.
They are the roadrunner indeed. So that means you get 4 points if you get the score correct and you win in penalties.
Well, we'll see. If we get it right, then almost definitely.
3 points.
Almost definitely.
Right.
Brazil versus Mexico. And I get to pick this first, and I think Brazil will win this game by 3-1.
I think this is shock of the tournament. 2-0 to the Mexicans.
Right in there.
I suspect I'm going to get this wrong, but if we get this right, you're pretty much out. We just sack you and send you on the street.
I've got a couple of ones that we differ on a few. I differ Argentina, France, and Portugal, Uruguay.
So this is Belgium, Japan.
And I get to go through it first. And I think that Belgium will win this, and I think they could rack up some goals. So I'm going to put 4 to the Belgians.
4-0.
And I'm going to put 0 to the Japanese. And yourself?
Yeah. I'm going to go 3-1.
Dead air on the radio.
3-1. I just wanted to see how many goals they conceded, and when I saw they conceded to Tunisia, I thought Japan are a better team, they can get a goal.
Okay.
Right, next game.
England didn't score a goal against them, and they're a better team.
That England team wasn't a better team. Sweden versus Swizzer France.
You go first, I think, isn't it?
I believe finally will let me have a first turn, shall we?
Yeah.
Putting down as SF like San Francisco. I have Sweden winning this 2-1.
I'm going to go 0-0.
And in extra time?
I'm going to go Switzerland. Roadrunner, never Roadrunner.
First in Group H, Colombia versus England. I'll let you field this.
Well, I think before we put this in, Tom,
let's just have a quick lean back to the camera and just say, I genuinely think England get knocked out of the World Cup on Tuesday.
I agree.
I think that was such a lazy performance. I just think we're going to limp.
Well, I think we need the momentum. I think we really did need the momentum.
Absolutely, and I think we're just going to be. It's going to be another stale game. Colombia are going to be a very clever side. I think they're going to be
going down a lot.
They've got very dangerous players going forward.
I mean, James Rodriguez is going to be just an absolute handful for the English defence to deal with.
If he's playing. He went off injured today. But also, Cuadrado is going to be difficult. And obviously a player like Falcao,
He'll actually get goals. That's
so I could see
for
Colombia
sure.
getting a goal and then England just not being able to get back into it. So I'm going to put 1-0 Colombia.
I'm going to go 2-0 Colombia. I think the end of the match, England pushed too hard.
Yeah, boy, might be right. But it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame.
It hasn't happened yet, Ian.
Just like what we said in the last video about England, it doesn't take much to win us back. It really doesn't take much for us to go back the other way.
Absolutely not.
We've had
It's been a bumpy road.
The abusive relationship's been too abusive for us to think they've changed.
I'm let down by Gareth Southgate, this manager that spouts all this stuff and about being so clever. And maybe we beat Colombia, and then we'll play Sweden or Switzerland, France. But after that, unfortunately, I believe we come up against Spain in all probability.
Well, I think if you get through those two, everybody will just almost act like, oh wow, it's a good result anyway now.
It is. Oh, it is. It is a good result.
It is a good result. Well, those of you that wanted England to finish second, well done. We finished second.
So clever.
You were really clever, and now we play Colombia, who most England fans will probably be very arrogant and think we can beat.
Well, because we're better than them, right?
Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah. Right now, pop quiz. Who would you rather have on your side? Falcao or Welbeck?
Danny Welbeck for the win.
Ospina, Pickford.
Ospina.
Yeah.
I think I just...
James Rodriguez or Adam Lallana?
James.
Juan Cuadrado or Stuart Ripley?
Can I Darren Anderson, Brighton.
That's it. Mina, who scored 2 goals at this World Cup, or Colin Hendry?
Alan Shearer.
Alan Sugar.
Alan Shearer.
And now we're just naming names.
Look at me and Ian talk about people.
Oh my god. Okay, everybody.
Time for this to end.
So we'll probably be back on Sunday. We'll wrap up the games that we've missed.
I'll do what I forget constantly. Please like us on Facebook. Please follow us on Instagram. Please subscribe on YouTube. And please click some buttons for us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah!
Ian, I'm going to go drown my sorrows.
I think you should. I've already drowned mine.
Cheers.
Through it, Gaia. Oh my god, oh my god! Yeah! Come on! Fucking yeah!
Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Biased.
World Cup 2018, England just won a penalty shootout.
I've got no words.
We won!
Nothing. I've got nothing. I'm too drained. Oh my god.
Daddy, for Christmas, all I want is England to win a penalty shootout. Please make it happen.
Oh my gosh, I've never been so aroused.
We won!
Oh my god.
A penalty shootout!
What did we just see, Tom?
There was roughly 70 minutes of garbage intertwined with some really good England play and the world's most stressful penalty shootout I've ever had to live through.
They're always stressful, but usually we don't win them. But we won a penalty shootout!
Should we go with the negatives or the positives to start?
Oh, positives. Positive.
We won a penalty shootout! Harry Kane is the top goal scorer this World Cup. You probably can't see my arms in this video because I'm so far forward. I'm going to sit.
I will just edit it to its only arms.
Okay, that sounds good.
I'm
going to open stickers while I just relax myself.
In case you didn't know, England just beat Colombia on penalties.
Open some stickers to calm down. I don't know how to deal with today.
We never win penalty shootouts.
We've only won one in the history of
We only
football.
beat Spain in one in Euro '96.
That's only Spain.
We never win penalty shootouts.
Anyway.
We were 1-0 up in the 93rd minute, and Colombia equalised.
Also, you won't have this on camera, but roughly 20 minutes before that, I said I can just see Colombia equalizing in the 93rd minute. Saying.
He did say that.
It was painful.
And I have to say, I'm going to be the first person to say it. Fuck you, Colombia.
Fuck you!
The way you play football is a fucking disgrace.
Dirty words.
All the way through.
Oh, I got Bernardo Silva.
Nangalang, he's not there. Carrasco.
I have a Frenchman called Sidibe. I don't know.
And I have, I have Kaliningrad.
Ooh, Stadium. Which is a weird man. There you go.
A weird man indeed.
We need this, because if not, we're not going to be able to do this.
So, first half was very boring. England... It was very much... the story of the game was Colombia trying to make the game as nasty and gritty as possible.
Take your beer, you
but,
need it.
But England struggled to break them down, struggled to create many chances.
But when you say struggle, it makes it seem like they were trying really hard. It seemed like both teams were very happy to slowly work through. I'll give you a pack in a second.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That seems fair.
It didn't seem like either side had a huge interest in trying to win the first half. The first half seemed like... Oh, I got a sticky. Yeah, it's shiny. It seemed like the first half was one of those... I have Serbia, shiny Serbia, and I have Aver Banega, who I think we already have. But, no, the first half seemed like, ooh, and I have David Ospina of the Colombians. We just fucking scored 4 penalties past. Go home, Colombia!
And even Jordan Henderson let you save one. Was the story of the game was the referee's reluctance to use the VAR system and the reluctance to fucking send a Colombian player off.
You can't headbutt someone in the chest and then headbutt somebody in the head. And then you can't take a bloke down in the box. Am I missing something? Have I missed a key element of football here?
I mean, Jordan Henderson got headbutted in the box. It can't be a penalty because it's already a free kick. It's okay. Bill's gone down the back. We'll rescue him. But
he has been drinking all day.
It should be a red card. You know, and the referee doesn't even go to the VAR to check it.
No, he does not.
It baffles me because that's something that should happen. And obviously, the game carried on a lot like that.
So in the second half, England upped the tempo. They looked like the better side. They took the lead. It was a penalty. No, wait, we did that in the first half. No, we did that in the second half. Goal penalty. Harry Kane, they set up in kind of like a basketball formation, reintroduction of the ball. The defender...
But I just want to say, like, I asked you before, but I don't think we got it on camera. What is the benefit of doing that?
Well, basically, the idea of all starting in exactly one place means that everyone's pinned in one area, right? So it's a bit like where you take a goal kick and everyone stands in the exact same eighth of the pitch. And the idea of that when you break apart, you go in a bunch of series in different lines, and what you can do is you can block off each other's runs and kind of run behind each other, which makes it a lot harder for the defenders. But what was interesting in this is that the defender that takes down Harry Kane has actually stood with him the entire time, breaking up this line of 4. And the minute Harry Kane starts to run, lowers his shoulder, comes into his stomach, starts trying to push him off, and then when he can't, just kind of lets him go on the floor. And it was a clear penalty.
And the referee was looking at it the whole time.
Yeah.
On that one.
Oh, he was the last man as well. He's the last runner.
He lost control of the game, the referee, but he did get that one right.
But you know where he lost control of the game? There.
He lost
because he allowed the Colombians for 4.5 minutes of recorded time by the BBC, by ITV, by anyone watching, to argue, scream, fight, bitch. They just kept arguing with him.
And Falcao was doing the VAR sign. It's like, yeah, okay, go check it, because it's a fucking foul.
We got told at the beginning of this tournament that any player caught doing the VAR sign would get an instant yellow card because it was disrespectful to referees. Have you seen that happen once? I haven't seen it happen
Falcao
once.
did get booked, so maybe he got booked for that.
That was like 30 minutes later, mate.
No, he got booked in that instance, didn't he?
No, it was later on. It was over the... there was like that weird fight in the box, and he dived when he was accusing Maguire of diving. Which Maguire admittedly dived, also got up and went, I'm sorry, I didn't dive. Yeah. And I know you're not okay with that, but I'm just saying there's no reason to get a yellow card arguing with the referee about a dive when the player who dived has literally gotten up and been like, that's my bad.
Your argument with that was that footballers like to pull out.
Some glad we didn't record most of that. Some of the things you say is worrying. He is worrying, my friend. He's worrying.
I'm a bit disappointed we didn't get the bit of your US soccer coach being a hick.
Randy Blackman, I'm sorry to say, my friend, that I misrepresented you, and I'm glad you retired now and you won't be watching this.
Well, Thomas, I want you to be the quarterback.
Coach, it's a bit different than this. You don't pick that ball up and throw it, you're American, not an American. We won a penalty shootout!
God. we all thought this was going to end 1-0. England tried to shore the game up. Colombia didn't create too much apart from England trying to give them a goal.
Well, you got to try.
Towards the end of the game, virtually in injury time, I don't know which Colombian player hit it, but he hits this screamer of a shot.
Oh, and Jordan
drives full length to tip it behind. And you thought, right, okay, that's the moment we're going to see it through.
We've done it.
But from that resulting corner, the centre-back that's been a threat for them the whole tournament, he scored 3 goals in this tournament.
Yeah, 3
Mina heads the ball into the ground, it bounces over Trippier, who can't get enough on it, and it goes in the goal. 93rd minute, and that was... Well, we had to make a hasty beer run at that point, didn't we?
Stella, sponsor us.
Yeah. But that was bad. That was just how annoying Colombia played the game. That was just even worse that they got an equaliser late on.
What you and I seem to have, forgetting about talking about through our reactions to the game, how the game went. One of the most frustrating parts of this game was the poor refereeing in it. And it was that we felt like a storyline was already coming out of it, that the biggest thing out of this was the referees weren't trying. I know you need a packet. Sorry.
No.
But it felt like, yet again, it was going to be a story of we almost did it, but then this happened. We almost did it, but then Frank Lampard's goal got called out because it wasn't in. We almost did it, but then this bloke got sent off. We almost did it, but then David Beckham was sent off for not coming foul. We almost did it, but then we missed an open goal. Like,
giving a foul against us in extra time.
Yeah, I can't deal with that again. And that's what this match felt like. And this is the first time in...
Another Colombian.
You're out! Go away. You're probably up here right now. Get out. It's really good that didn't happen. But honestly, what is VAR? What is it?
There's another incident where England should have had a penalty where Jesse Lingard goes through, and it may have been Mina again, but or was it Davison Sanchez? He
missed the tackle.
Completely missed the tackle and fouled Lingard, who has no reason to go down. No. He's got a shot on goal if he doesn't. If he stays on his feet.
He hits the ground right next to his foot and then hits his other foot.
It's not the fact the referee doesn't interpret it as a foul. They don't even check it. They do not even check it.
So what that means is that according to what we're told, is that VAR will only point out a clear error. And what they're saying is the referee has seen contact but deemed it not to be an error. Yeah. He's deemed it to be legitimate, and the people on the camera have gone, oh, he touched the ball, it's fine.
Where's the other inconsistencies in this tournament where we've seen marginal decisions like that given?
Well, I've seen marginal decisions, I know I'm going to sound like an England fan, given in every other game except this one.
Well,
every other game I've seen this
a lot of games, not every other game, but you can go all the way back to the Griezmann penalty against Australia.
Which was not a penalty. Sorry,
where there even was a little touch on the ball on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There wasn't a penalty in that. There was actual contact with the football. But anyway, the most important news is England won a penalty shootout!
We all thought this is it. We're out. Extra time sort of came and went. There were Colombia played well in the first half of extra time. England played better in the second half. But it all came down to penalties. Falcao scores. Kane scores. Random Colombian player scores.
Random English player scores.
Marcus Rashford steps up and scores.
Great penalty.
And we thought...
Well done, Marcus.
We thought that... we were really nervous about Marcus Rashford taking penalty.
We were, but he did a fantastic job.
He took a great penalty. Then it was Henderson. No, Colombia scored again. Then it was Henderson. He missed. And you actually said the words, we're out.
I actually texted certain people saying game over.
And then Colombia hit the bar. And I'm screaming, got to be Vardy, got to be Vardy, got to be Vardy.
He was.
Up steps Trippier. Takes arguably the coolest penalty of the lot.
You know what, the thing is, when he walked up, he had it under his arm, and there was this sort of straw about him where he's like, all right, let's get this over, and I'm ready, I want to be done.
I don't have that about any of them, other than Kane.
No, but he looked like that. When he
walked
up, he looked confident. He did his run up.
All I see is just what I'd be thinking, and that's pure dread.
But cometh the hour, cometh the man. Jordan Pickford made a fantastic save where he'd overjumped, the ball was going past him, and you see him just lift his arm. In midair, he goes, I can get there, and just makes contact.
I love his celebration as well. His celebration was amazing. And then I'm screaming, Vardy, gotta be Vardy, he's a Premier League fucking striker.
These are all direct quotes.
But it wasn't Vardy, it was Eric Dyer. And,
no, don't worry about telling the rest of the story. Ian, did England just win their first ever World Cup penalty shootout?
I can't.
Because they fucking did!
I can't.
Come on!
happy, but I'm an old man, Tom. I got limited reserves. I didn't know Brazil had a woman playing. Miranda.
Yes, it's Miranda.
And
So we won a penalty shootout, Ian.
so
Can I quickly cover some negatives before we end this video?
hook or by crook, you can.
I'm disappointed that that Kane was played as a midfielder. I think we really missed a chance playing our best striker in a midfield position. Like, this is like playing Scholes as a left midfielder, and it seemed to cost us for most of the game. It seemed every time we were breaking away, the ball came to Kane behind the striker to play a through ball, which is not his forte. And if Lingard, Dele Alli, flippin' Henderson had been there, this is what they do. Their entire game is based on passing the ball, and they're giving it to Harry Kane to pass the ball. And Harry Kane's entire job is white box, score into it. And I was really let down. I was frustrated the entire time by that. I was frustrated by how long it took him to put Rashford on. Rashford had made a much bigger difference. And the minute Rashford came on, if you're watching, you saw Ospina take almost 2 minutes to take a goal kick because they knew what that meant.
Yeah.
That meant Dyer was dropping into midfield. Rashford was pushing up top. But you know what? Didn't mean that. They dropped Rashford into midfield.
So you could say Kyle Walker had the best cramp in the World Cup history.
He did have the best
cramp. Rashford could come on.
But I still think Gareth Southgate tried to manage England out of the World Cup in this. He did way too many weird changes. Why did Eric Dyer come on? Why are we trying to consolidate a 1-0 lead? Why are we giving them more of the ball to try and hold out? They're Colombia. They're not bad at football. Falcao is very good. At set pieces, they're not short. They have some very big players. And we talk about Sweden. Sweden seems easier than Colombia, but Sweden are also a lot more organized than Colombia. They're not going to allow us to do what they do. They're not going to commit as many fouls. We're not going to have to rely on claiming the referees outdone us if we lose this game. We can just get beaten in the next round.
I think we'll do a little view of what we think about England-Sweden once the dust settles on this one a little
We
bit.
will. I'm just saying a couple things that throughout the match you saw that were...
No, you're absolutely right in what you say. I would like to say I thought Harry Maguire had a very good game.
Harry Maguire was brilliant. I liked when Falcao went for his header at the end, he gets between the two of them, and the BBC, because we had the BBC feed up in front of us and the ITV commentary, we're like, oh, this is bad, Falcao's getting the better running, Colombia are doing well, and you're going, well, actually, if you can't get to the man, the most important thing to do is make contact, and he gets right into him. He gives him no chance to redirect that header. He's almost pushing him in midair, and it's a legal challenge, and it's all you need to do, and he did it.
And I did think that, once again, I thought Jordan Henderson, despite missing the penalty, had a good game.
He did. He did. No. I mean, I said it in the thing. I was like, it's pretty depressing if Jordan Henderson's your best player, but he was, and he is. And he's driving us to a World Cup 2018 success. It's coming home.
I have nothing else to say, but I'm going to leave Tom to say it one last time.
It's coming home. Coming home. Tell the world that it's coming home.
I think the thing I don't like the most is the fact that they're not announced yet in the Trippier, and they're calling him Trippier.
It definitely is Trippier.
So that's what I don't like.
I called him
Now,
Fowler.
you would say if that's the only thing that bothers you, then it's a pretty good point, but that bothers me so much that I'm hoping will go out.
Would you describe that as a very biased opinion?
Yeah.
I might.
What a segue!
Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions.
Do you know something, Thomas?
No, what?
I actually started to think football might be coming home.
Football's coming home!
Are you going to sing the proper version this time?
No.
What was the version you sung the other? It's coming home. It's coming
I just got
home.
really excited.
Tell the world that it's coming home.
It's that weird. There's a weird song. It's like, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. And I was just like, I don't know what happened there. I just zoned into it, and I was like, started doing it. And I think the crowd liked it.
Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about England beating Sweden in the quarterfinals.
Woo! We're going to the semis, baby!
Unbelievable we're going to the
Glory be!
semis.
Oh, Lord!
Before you start turning into Foghorn Leghorn, how easy was that?
Oh my god. That was honestly the most boring match we played the entire tournament.
Boring as in, well,
Routine.
great,
The most
but
routine game we played. At no one point did it feel like we weren't going to win that. Did it? I don't think it did.
I felt we in control the whole
The
game.
entire match.
I mean, the times they threatened, I can think of 2 really good chances.
2 great saves from Pickford.
One from a header and one a really good move where they did cut us open.
Yeah.
But England.
Yeah, all over.
And
like a rash.
I hate to say it, but I think me and Tom have been pretty accurate so far. We've
been correct. The Colombia game was a lot harder, despite what the media decided to tell us would happen in the Sweden match.
We gave England a lot of shit after the Belgium game for picking this route, but it has worked out for them.
It has.
And I think that Southgate deserves a lot of credit.
He does.
Regardless of who you play, getting to a semi-final is a fantastic achievement.
It is. I mean, it almost all completely blew up in his face in the quarterfinal.
It did. Last 16.
It's last 16, but they're there. They're in the final. They're in the semi-final.
So, and we've talked about this quite a lot, but one of the reasons we were so down on England losing to Belgium and picking the Colombia path was simply because we felt that they would make it this war of a football match.
Yeah.
That they absolutely did. That I wasn't sure England would be ready for, and I wasn't sure England would be able to beat.
Well, I think we're basically almost proved correct in that, to be fair. We took a 1-0 lead in that game, and then went defensive like England always do, dropped apart, gave them the ball for 20 minutes, they scored at the end of the match, in extra time. It felt like we were lucky to get to penalties by the end of it.
Yeah. Well, second half extra time we were okay, but it was certainly all right when we took the lead. It was very much like, oh fuck, we're winning. We better hold on to this.
Right? Which was a totally different story today, where we took the lead and you just felt, oh, right, well,
we should be beating this team. We are beating this team. I was surprised at the way the media talked about each game.
Yeah.
They talked about Colombia as if it should be a walk in the park.
Which is mad.
And they talked about this game as if they're the hardest team we're ever going to play.
That's nuts.
And I saw it as being almost like a World Cup qualifier, where you're playing the second-ranked team in your group.
Yeah.
And they're going to be hard, they're going to be stubborn, but you should overall beat them. And we did.
Well, yeah, we beat them. We beat them handily. Talking about the goals, the first one, set piece, Kelsa Paris, we scored a goal out of set piece. Very good at that.
First one of the tournament, isn't it? We scored set piece.
First one. We've had no penalties or corners yet. No, but it was an easy ball in the box. Harry Maguire's wide open, heads it in 1-0. And then the second goal, my God, I think we'd attacked like 3 times at that point in a row and got nothing out of it.
We finally had a cross that beat the first man.
Finally, Lingard put a peach of a ball in, and Dele Alli was wide open from 3 feet out and couldn't miss, and still hit it at the goalkeeper.
But it was so close it went through the goal.
Oh yeah, it didn't matter.
Shoot! Come on, boys. Go on, Ashers. Yeah, that's right. Oh, first man. That's the third man.
Still got a
Go on.
quality.
Go on.
Shoot!
Go on. Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah! Come on! Yeah!
Harry Maguire's been sensational in this tournament.
Harry Maguire and Trippier might be our 2 best players.
Would you say that that's going to spark transfer rumours for him?
But it will, but the question is, where is he going to go?
And quite often in these things, when England do play well, it's quite hard to find things to talk about, because there's certainly nothing. I can't fault them for anything.
No.
You're going to probably call some criticism on Sterling.
Well, Sterling was awful. He missed 2 open goals that he
agree with
got. I thought Rashford should have come on earlier. And the only last thing I'd say is, I understand that the first half of every football match, right, doesn't matter a whole lot, because the match is generally won in the second half. It can be lost in the first, but you don't generally win a match in the first half. But we were so boring for the first 30 minutes. It was like we'd get the chance to attack, and no England players are making runs. And I feel like Alan Shearer and Gary Lineker and Jurgen Klinsmann and stuff at halftime actually talked about that. They're like, England are hesitant. They'd get the ball in an attacking position, and they'd always cut back. And the camera's quite panned out. No one's making a run forward. We didn't make any runs. And I would just like to see us making those runs, because against Croatia or Russia, we're going to need to make those runs. And if somehow, in some mad way, We make our first final in 52 years. I'd really like to see England attack the goal, not decide that the match is going to be played out between our centre backs.
Well, I'm just going to counter to your argument. I'm just going to say you did talk a lot at the start of the game saying England play the first half not to lose rather than to go and win. But the times we did get in behind were Sterling getting those runs in behind. So
yeah, but that was after the first goal as well. Let's keep that in mind. Like we were certainly very relaxed when in the 30th minute we took a lead.
Because I still think he did well in terms of he stretched the defence and he was always getting in those positions. I know he missed.
You talk about like an FA Cup third round tie. That was the word he used to me earlier. Raheem Sterling making those runs was like the guy on the losing team making those runs. You know what I mean? Like it's like a blunted sword. It's like wearing chainmail and some guy with a blunted dagger going. Like it bruises you, but it causes no further damage.
And we're getting ahead of ourselves talking about the final. But if we play France or Belgium, it's going to be a massively different game to what was today.
Incredible.
England had to force the pace of this game.
And they didn't.
And they will not be forcing the pace against Belgium, as we've seen. And against France. They will be playing the counter-attack game that they want to play.
Well, yeah. England won. Yeah. England have played very well. England have beaten Colombia and Sweden. We're in FA Cup. We're in a World Cup semi-final. But you're saying they want to play this counter-attacking style, and I'm saying they don't. I'm actually, from having watched now 6 matches, we don't counter.
It's quick till the edge of the box, and they all slow up.
I mean, it's got to be on purpose, doesn't it? That sort of play, though. Like they've got to be doing this on purpose. Like Southgate must have told them to slow down.
We specifically slow play down every chance we get, every time.
Because we haven't played anyone that pushes onto us.
We could have played. We could have attacked.
But we haven't played.
We played like that way against Panama.
The counter-attack is set up for them to come onto us, and then we break up the play and counter quickly.
There were multiple times we had the ability to overrun the Swedish defence.
I will agree with that. We got to the edge of their box, and then we took a check back.
Every single time. It was like the 20th minute when I was loud. But I kept shouting. It's like it'd go to Ashley Young on the left. He'd go 10 feet forward, then pass it back. They'd swing it round the back free, give it to Trippier. Trippier would come forward, play it to Henderson. Henderson would instantly one-touch it back, and you were sat there and you were like, but it doesn't matter because I'm not mad. I'm happy. I am very happy. I'm just.
You are absolutely right, and I just want to hesitate. I just want to say again, we have got a semi-final to play first, and. Well, obviously, I guess we'd rather play Russia than we'd rather play Croatia.
I believe so.
But do you think we can beat either one of those sides?
I think we can beat both of them.
I think so too.
I think we're the better team, and I'm still confused why Harry Kane isn't our striker. I'm still confused why Raheem Sterling's our striker.
That's one thing that's really pissing me off, is the fact we're getting into wide areas and we're not seeing the bodies in the box.
I'd just like to introduce our resident technical expert, Theodore Harden, who's going to come in and give us a couple of quick words. Theo, please come in.
What the fuck is this?
Come in. Come stand here. This is Theodore Harden. He's our resident technical expert of football and all things football.
Who is this?
Theodore Harden.
Unnamed gentleman, you may want to just duck down a little bit more to be shot.
If you're a neutral, like how I was for France Uruguay, you are just thinking this is like a run-of-the-mill, easy 2-0 win.
That's what it's felt like. Even as an England supporter, this felt like an easy 2-0 win.
How is that possible?
Well, for England, it's not. But for any other team.
How is that possible?
So, let's just say, talk very quickly, things we're happy about.
I'm happy we won.
Of course.
I'm happy we controlled the match.
Yep.
I'm happy that this team seems to have shed the loser shame, whatever thing it is.
Absolutely.
They've won a game in the 92nd minute. They've won a penalty shootout.
They seem very authoritative today.
They
seem
did.
like we're gonna, like an air of we're the better side. We're gonna win this game.
Yeah, it seemed almost like when they won, it was a bit like, oh, thank God that's over now because we're bored. Like it almost, I can't remember. It was Lingard just turns around and went, "Come on!" and then went right back to being placid-faced and walking around. And you were like, they knew they were going to win this, and that I like. I do like it. I'll complain about it, but I like it.
I like that too.
Very happy.
And anything unhappy about? I know we've talked about Sterling, but anything else that concerns you? Or
It concerns me that Harry Kane isn't playing as a striker. That really worries me. If we play France, Belgium, any of those teams, a team that have a world-class defence and a world-class midfield, it worries me if Harry Kane is the bloke that's tasked with creating our opportunities.
just the hold-up man.
Yeah, I would much rather he was on the end of the ball than the one playing it.
Okay.
But that's not even an issue until the final, and Gareth Southgate's proved himself to be adept and bendable.
So we are now down to 5 teams.
5 teams.
Because we don't know the result of Croatia-Russia yet. What percentage chance do you give England to win this World Cup?
I mean, rationally, you'd say it's at least a 25% chance.
Okay.
I'd say it's 35% chance of winning the World Cup. And even if we win the semi-final, I think it remains at 35%. That's the only thing I would say.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, the chance of us making a final, I put it like 60 or 70%.
I never thought I would see the day where we got through to a semi-final and it was so mundane.
Yeah.
And it feels like we didn't just play a quarter-final of the World Cup.
No,
it feels like we played a World Cup qualifier.
Well, the goals went in, and we're in the bar, and there's like the order, like, come on, England! And then everyone just kind of sat down, and it's like, all right, well, get back to this. Let's all have another drink.
And
it's nuts.
It's amazing.
Oh,
we're in the fucking last 4 of a World Cup.
I know,
of
mate.
a World Cup.
I know, mate. Guaranteed. We're guaranteed 2 more matches.
Some people didn't think we'd get out of the groups.
We're guaranteed 2 more matches. 2 more.
It's unbelievable.
Before we end, thank you for following, liking, and subscribing. On Twitter, we're at BiasedVery. On Instagram, we're Very Biased. That was awkward. We're Very Biased Opinions 2018. On Facebook, we're Very Biased Opinions, and you're watching us live, not live, on YouTube as Very Biased Opinions. Thank you. We appreciate everything.
And I'm sorry if we do seem a bit flat and a bit mundane, but we are really excited. In a semi-final. Shocked and delighted.
Shock.
And well done to Southgate and well done to the England boys.
Woo! World Cup 2018, England out.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I just want to say well done, Croatia. Thoroughly deserved it, and I actually hope you win the final.
Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Very biased opinions.
So we've just watched Croatia eliminate England 2-1 after extra time. Feels pretty bad. What are your thoughts, Tom?
I think we invited defeat.
Okay.
I'm really let down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to let you talk because I'm afraid I'm going to quote a lot of things you said to me in the last 20 minutes and steal your thunder.
Well, England took the lead through a great free kick really early in the game through Trippier. I say great. It was good. The goalie didn't really dive for it, but well done. And England played great in the first half. They had chances. They could have easily gone 2-0 up. There's one that I think of with Kane that he really should have scored. But they didn't. And as England always do, we invite more and more pressure on. The more and more game comes up, the more and more the game goes on. And the more and more the game went on in the second half, Croatia just found a way back into the game. Sloppy defending, great finish by, it was Perisic? It was by Perisic. But he beats 2 defenders to the ball.
Runs from behind one and then behind the other.
And so it ends 1-1 with very much Croatia in the ascendancy. They had some chances. They hit the post. They looked a threat every time they went forward, and then it went into extra time, and England looked okay, but they always look susceptible, and then they did concede a goal.
They're going to tell us this is how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
We've made a semi-final. We've done so well. Be proud of the boys. This is what's important.
I am proud of the boys. I am proud of them for getting that far, because we didn't expect it.
But it was so English to go.
Yes, we've limped out.
Without a whimper. Without a whimper at the end of the match. We're passing it around the back 3 for the final 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not doubting any of what they were trying to do, but it was so English to go out in this way. We should have won that game. they shouldn't have scored a goal. We should have scored goals, and we scored nothing.
We haven't gone gung-ho in any way, shape, or form.
And everyone loves Gareth Southgate. Apparently, I'm one of the few people thinks that there may be some flaws in what he does. Why does he take off a pacey player and replace him with a pacey player when the pace is what's scaring the defense the most? Sterling was one of our best attackers, and you take him off. And I criticize Sterling in every video we have.
Yeah.
Why
even the ones we're talking about Brazil?
Yeah,
versus Belgium.
just comes up. You know, I have to question the tactics that we used in this. I have to question why we sat back at 1-0. Why we always sit back. Because we did it against Tunisia and got pegged back. We did it against Colombia and got pegged back. We did it in the entire Belgium match.
We did it to a point against Sweden, but they just didn't take the chances.
Well, they missed. They just missed. Pickford is going to wake up tomorrow even angrier than he started this evening off. Like, the saves he makes, the Mandzukic save. What are they doing? Where does the winning goal come from? What are you doing, John Stones? I know you're tired, but man, it's a fucking semi-final of the World Cup. And you fall asleep at centre-back with 10 minutes of the game left.
It's John Stones in a nutshell. Just always susceptible to a brain freeze. The thing that annoys me, right? I know we've limped out. I don't see us any closer to winning a tournament.
But, I got sidetracked. They're going to tell us to support the boys and that we've improved and look, we're in a semi-final. We got so lucky. Anybody watching this World Cup knows how lucky we got. We won a penalty shootout, which is a coin flip at the best of times, right? We got beat by Belgium handily by their second 11. Yeah, it was our second 11, but I don't care. We still got beat handily. It should have been more, right? We barely beat Tunisia. We beat one team in this World Cup properly, and that was Panama, and they should be here. We beat two teams. 2 teams out of 4 wins. And I get it. You know, we've done well, but you're talking about building blocks. We haven't built anything. We've like tricked our way into a semi-final. This is.
Well, I totally agree with you, Tom. We played a decent side in Belgium, and it was Belgium reserves versus England reserves, and we lost. And we played a pretty good side in Croatia, and we wimped out.
We blew it. This is just like when we lost to Brazil.
We're no closer to winning the tournament now than we were when we started. We really are. And he has done a great job, and the players have done a really good job. And Harry Kane's probably going to win the Golden Boot, and great.
But there have to be questions. The media, people have to ask questions. Why is Harry Kane a midfielder? In this match, you saw it really cleanly. He can't put through balls in. It's not his skill. They're not going to talk about this because we made a semi-final, but when we limped out and he was taking corners, that was a key part of it. It doesn't work playing your best striker as a midfielder. And when you take Sterling off, why not rotate Kane forward? He was exhausted because he played in the midfield the entire match, and he's not a midfielder. He hasn't played a minute.
And when they got balls in, he just wasn't there.
So many balls went down the backside, and there's no striker running onto him.
It's a missed opportunity, man.
It is a missed opportunity. That's the thing, is like you said, I'm not mad at the England team. Like, they tried. I'm not saying they didn't. But we should be in a final right now, and that hurts. It hurts to know you should have been in the final.
We had Croatia by the throat in the first half.
We were comfortable.
And we let them off the hook.
We were comfortable until they scored. Yeah. And once they scored, we fell apart like little boys. Dele Alli started a fight in the 120th minute. And everyone, the commentators like, oh, the England team just want to go. No, we didn't. Dele Alli pushes it. Like, you...
I didn't see the urgency when we went 2-1 down there, Tom. I really didn't.
No, we didn't.
I didn't see this intent to go gung ho and really desperately try and get something out of the game, and that's what really disappointed me, was the fact that they really just limped out a little bit.
Well, they limped out. You give the ball to Harry Kane, who's exhausted, and expect him to put 30-yard raking passes into a striker running on the far post. Like, we don't have Teddy Sheringham on this team. We don't have a second striker.
It's like they bring Rashford on, and for like the first 2 minutes they start passing the ball, then they don't pass in the ball again.
Yeah. They didn't counterattack. You've been not blaming you, but you've been telling me they'll counterattack. They've not counterattacked a single match this time.
Well, they might in the 3rd and 4th place playoff.
Oh, I'm so excited for that game. Oh, I'm on edge. Like, why bring a team that has, would you say, no crazy midfielders? Is that too much?
What, in England? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. No creative midfielders, and then not counterattack. You have speed on the left and right, and you have a goal scorer that is scoring more goals than anyone else on earth. It would not be a surprise if Harry Kane gets transferred to Real Madrid over this summer. Like, honest to God, it wouldn't be surprised to see 200 million quid come in for him because they need a new goal scorer. Like, he's amazing. He's probably the best goal scorer in world football right now. Just pure goal scorer.
Yeah.
He's not better than Ronaldo. He's not better than Messi. I'm not saying that. As a goal scorer, there's no one better, and you don't play him to his strengths. You tell him he's got a different game, and he's not going to complain, and no one's going to talk. It's just goaling. It's goaling. They're just... I'm mad now, and I know tomorrow, and I know people are going to comment and be like, "Oh, this, that, the other."
It's it's a little bit knee jerk for us because we're filming it just after the game. But there's two positives for me.
Yeah.
One is we didn't expect to get to a semi-final. We've done well to get to a semi-final.
Yeah.
And the second one is we don't have to do a podcast with you naked. As much as I'd like to have seen Danny Welbeck scoring a winner in the final.
Off a bicycle kick.
Van Basten.
I'm so glad Danny Welbeck got brought to this World Cup and played like 4 minutes. Like, so glad about that.
And still fucked up. But thanks once again to Tom's mum for providing the sweeties. They've really helped a lot.
They helped up until now.
They in the last 5 minutes, they've made me feel a lot better.
We're not going to do a whole war chart thing, but we are now tied going into the final and the semi-final playoff.
Yeah.
37 points apiece.
I think that will do it for this video. I think it's just going to get too ranty.
Because what's come before it is great commentary.
Disappointed. They've done well, but I'm disappointed in this game. I don't think they've done very well in this game. And again, I'll just reiterate, well done, Croatia.
It's never coming home.
Fucking, of course it's not coming home.
I'd like to dedicate this win to my friends and my family, those that believed in me. Obviously, Brooks Sport for supporting me all the way. I'd like to thank Ian Allen for opposing me in this, but yeah, I'm the War Chart champion.
Son of a bitch. You're not the War Chart champion, Tom.
Who is? Bill?
Undecided at this time.
What's the final score?
39.
Unbelievable.
So, you know what this means. Later on this... Well, I suppose we should do that one last time. Whoa! So subdued. So that means 39 all at the end of the war chart. Unbelievably, we tied. Can't end in a tie. We're going to settle this. Penalty kicks.
How does this end in a tie?
I don't know.
What happened?
Well, I'm going to guess that we got the same sort of number of points.
That's why you're the brains and I'm the brawn. Coming up next, the shootout.
So here we are, ready for the penalties, ready for the decider.
It's finally happening. The war chart ending.
Right, so I guess we better decide on a few of the rules.
Yeah.
5-a-side goal behind us.
Perfect.
Penalty spot is
Here.
here.
Let's just wipe it off.
And we are doing two-step runner.
Sure, two-step run up.
Do you want to do that? We don't have to just
Bigger run up.
do as big a run up as you want. Impartial goalkeeper, Ollie.
Mr. Oliver Morgan.
He's going to come in and do the coin toss.
I'll let you pick.
And maybe pat us down to see if we've got any final. Oh, no.
We don't have to do the drug testing, do we?
No.
So this one?
Heads. Okay. Which side's the head?
Are you heads? Or do you call once it's done?
Call it here. Thanks.
I was really hoping you'd catch that. Tails it is!
So...
You want to shoot first? Or do you want to shoot first? Let's make this happen.
And here comes our runner-up, walking up the stairs now. He's going to be disappointed, but he's done well in his competition to bring it back to penalties. It just didn't go his way today. And he comes onto the grandstand where he will meet the presentation party of Oliver Morgan, who is match referee and goalkeeper, and Sports Centre royalty, Linda Jones, who will be handing out the medals to him. And here comes our winner now up the steps. He's been leading this competition all the way through, and although he nearly blew the lead and it took him to penalties, he did get the job done here today. And he's met with a huge ovation as he gets onto the grandstand. He will also greet the match referee and goalkeeper, and he will receive his winner's medal. And he will also receive the VBO World Cup War Chart 2018 trophy, which he will stand and present to the capacity crowd. So Thomas, commiserations. How are you feeling at the moment?
Gutted, exhausted, sad, tired. Feeling very English right now. And there aren't enough words to put in how sad I am.
Understandably, you're disappointed. Do you have any words for your opponent?
Congratulations are clearly in order. Fantastic play on his part. His penalties were better than mine. I did come in with an injury, and still feeling that in the back. But great job.
Is this possibly the end of your YouTube career now?
Well, I'm hoping not. We're gonna do some rest and rehab, a little bit of physiotherapy on me. We're gonna see how I do, and hopefully I'll be up and ready for the coming season in quite literally 3 weeks.
Okay, Thomas, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. So, Mr. Allen, congratulations. It's Ted Lasso here at ESPN Sports. We just had a couple questions for you. How are you feeling right now?
Over the moon, really. It hasn't really sunk in. I wasn't expecting to win this penalty shootout, and I'm delighted.
Once every 4 years, something like this comes around. Can you properly encapsulate that for your fans? What it means to be a world champion for 4 years?
It's too sudden, too new a feeling to sort of hasn't sunk in yet. It's just amazing. A lot of hard work's gone into this, a lot of preparation. I'm glad it's all paid off.
Well, thank you very much for interviewing. Now, can you just tell your 11 public, what are you going to do now to celebrate?
Well, I would just like to also say thank you to Tom. He put up a really good fight. And it's just, most thankful for him for not scoring as many penalties as I did. And in terms of what I'm going to do for the future is I'm going to be back doing the Premier League, baby!
Okay, everybody, thank you for tuning in and watching that. We really hope you enjoyed it. It is quite a blast from the past. I definitely was paying attention, which is why I'm about to ask Ian this question. Was It's All a Dream Baby in there?
You really weren't paying attention to. No, it is. We might do it. If people like these ones, we might do a little more of a compilation of all the little silly skits that we did around that time as well.
They were good. But anyway, everybody, please. I'm pretty sure the chapters feature will be on this, so you can check out the different videos themselves, and you can go and watch the actual videos if you want to watch the whole thing. Have a look in the top right corner. We have links to other stuff we've done. And please, at the end, look at the end cards because there's more information in them. We are an Amazon affiliate. We are sponsored by Grandstand Bettors. And genuinely, if you just sat through all that, we actually love you. Please come around. I'll make you dinner because I apparently now owe you.